7:15, chat. Hold on, let me switch over the Discord. Okay.
I guess not trigger. Okay.
We should be in. Actually, hold on, let me... Sorry, it's... the bed music for me sounded a little loud compared to people. Okay, we're going, though. What's the button I'm looking for? This button. Schwa. Okay. We're alive. Apparently I had a tiny thing grabbed in the corner of my paint window. Sorry about that, chat. That was weird.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah.
Oh my.
7:16. We're good. We're cruising. At 7:14, nobody was in the VC yet, so I started up the preamble with myself deafened so I could pipe the music to them. I really need to remember.
Honestly, I haven't even realized how long you've been in the VC.
It was
I
just a
just
few minutes.
noticed you and hop my way in.
Well, we're in now. It's Fail Portrayal. We're back.
It's about betrayal.
I feel like this one especially, I have to preface that we started this series called Fail Portrayal, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes which were bad and looked bad and should feel bad. I say this with all due affection to the 6 episodes we spent talking about Hero.
The Hero episode is like, I think, the highest highs and lowest lows of Fail Betrayal.
We definitely lost our minds a couple of times. What's his face? Cross Crusader, I think?
Cross Crusader is our white whale of Fail Betrayal.
That guy's just like... We all just looked at that guy too long and we're just like, take him away. He's bothering me. Get him out of here. We have to move on.
Get him off the screen, please, for the love of God.
It was just so non-Euclidean, and it was also like after I think like 3 hours of doing this stuff.
Yeah, it was at the tail end of like the Destiny heroes and extra heroes. We were just kind of like, oh my God, this like. I think it's funny. It started out as like, no, this guy looks pretty cool, and we just kept looking at him. And we're like, oh no, we're seeing things we were never meant to see on this design. Oh God.
There have been several Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes or specific cards like that where, you know, everything looks fine, and then you stare at it blown up, and you're like, oh, the artist never intended for you to look at this large. This is supposed to be the size of a postage stamp. Because there's some stuff in here that is very bothersome, usually involving perspective or joints. But I say all that because I want to say that while the show is still titled Fail Portrayal, today we're finally cracking at the Justice Hunters archetypes, the latest deck build pack, which just came out in the TCG. Jush, yes. And since K9 is probably going to be, for now, the best of those, though there is a little bit of legacy support in the latest core set in the OCG, Doom of Dimensions, which also just came out. For Yummy, so Yummy's starting to make up ground in the OCG. Which goes into the second half, which is to say, we started by talking about bad Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes, which Heroes had its ups and downs, but we got into Duelist Terminal for a long time, which took literal fucking years of real time for those decks to get good. Some of those decks are still not good.
My personal favorite, Ice Barrier. I will love that deck till the end of time, but it has been
so many
dog
times
ass.
to make it good, and it's still
What are you talking
still
about?
isn't good.
It was good for like 2 weeks in Duel Links.
Okay, that's fair.
Doesn't
That's
count.
fair. There were so many decks that were good for 2 weeks in Duel Links. We have to give it to them. They need their
That's just the
flowers.
Duel Links effect, honestly.
I mean, Amazon's
It's true. Amazon was good in Duel Links. Yeah. There's been a couple
Yeah,
others.
that was longer than 2 weeks. Amazon was
True.
good for like a year.
But yeah, Ice Barrier is a deck they've tried so many times to make good, and it's just... I mean, it's cool in certain limited formats. There have been some events in Master Duel that have been, like, all synchro events or, like, all water, and, like, Ice Barrier has been a really good deck to play. But, you know, it only works when you remove all the other good decks.
It's crazy how Ice Barrier has been no, guys, this archetype just needs one more card and it'll be good for, like, 5 waves of support. It's impressive.
I'm pretty... Let me actually check when since I have the
last wave was like
the
20,
Wikipedia
22,
pulled up.
23, I think. Like it
They
was
gave
fairly
they
recent.
gave it a structure deck, and that wasn't enough. So they had to give it more legacy support, and they might do it again because they're like, the OCG is like actively printing new dual terminal like reprint sets and legacy support. But let's see, premiered in the first terminal world.
Which, God, it's like, what, 2012?
So I think for like an actual literal dual terminal 1, there were 2 preview sets. So the first dual terminal set, yes, January 29th, 2010, which means it was 09,
Yeah.
I believe, for the OCG probably. And the ice barriers were an OG, like Blizz
The dual
and
terminal
Cryomancer
itself,
and shit.
like the actual like arcade game machine was 2008.
Yeah, so
think
since
if
08, they've been trying to make this deck good, and it hasn't quite worked yet, despite the fact that some of the cards they have printed for ice barriers are insane.
Yeah, like
Revealer.
Ice Barriers are just seen as like
Crazy.
well, like the main deck is dog ass, but like all of these synchro monsters that are the monsters
true.
the Ice Barriers are trying to keep contained, almost all of them were crazy and banned or limited on the ban list at some point in their history.
It's true. All of their synchros have always been good. They made them probably a little too generic, is what happened. But like they finally gave them some good main decks. Like Revealer is really good, and there's a couple of others. And like what's his face? Like I think it's Lancia of the Ice Barrier, the like true original Ice Barrier dragon guy. Like the big synchro. That card's nuts. Like that's just like just some. I think it just on summons an Ice Barrier from deck or extra or some shit.
Once
and,
per
like,
turn, if your opponent summons a monster, special summon an Ice Barrier monster from your hand, deck, extra deck, or graveyard. Then change one attack mission monster your opponent controls to defense position.
literally, if
you
your
can use
opponent
this
does
twice per
something,
turn.
summon an Ice Barrier from anywhere except banishment. I guess.
If this
Literally
card-
anywhere.
If this space of synchro summon card is in its owner's control, leaves the field because of an opponent's card. Weird, like very specific way to phrase it, but I understand why. It's just special to sync Ice Barrier synchro monster from your extra deck. It's treated as a synchro summon too, so
Yeah.
just screw it.
Big boy Ice Dragon is a card that literally says twice per turn if your opponent does anything, special a Ice Barrier from anywhere, and if your opponent actually removes it, it floats. You just make Trishula and banish 3. And this deck is not good enough because the main deck still isn't consistent enough to actually play through Interruption.
I think its biggest problem right now is that the modern waves of support are good and do combo well. It's just that it's a problem of a lot of mid-tier. I don't know why we got on the Ice Barrier topic.
So to wrap this back around, we started on this because I wanted to preface that Fail Portrayal has a certain tone usually. That will not appear a lot here when we actually talk about this archetype Yummy, because these cards are adorable, and also this is straight up a good deck. Literally, this deck is right now making ground in the OCG against
little guys.
K9VS.
They're all great. They're adorable. They're little gashapon toys, right? Is the idea?
Crane game, actually, I think specifically.
Crane game.
Little craney guy. Yeah.
Will say, however, it is the worst song to ever be nominated for a Grammy. So
that's fair. I thought about playing a little bit of that, but I think I said this yesterday on my impromptu Master Duel stream. I was like, no, I think Justin Bieber will get my ass on YouTube.
Also, that song is awful.
It is. It's terrible. The chorus is just Justin Bieber says yummy a lot. Oh, Vesper, have you never heard Yummy by... Oh, my God. Well, Dallas, I'm sure will take care of that.
Not either, but I'm not bothering.
Remember, this is a Grammy-nominated song.
I managed to avoid hearing "Call Me by Your Name" for 5 years, and my friends despised me for it. I just don't pay attention to pop culture half the time.
But Justice Hunters is a really interesting deck build pack because all three of the archetypes are arguably good. I think the only reason why Draco Tail is not good is because, well, one, I think that Konami did play a little more balanced on a, fusion-focused archetype where you do interesting things with fusion monsters. But also, literally, they printed a generic archetypal support card, which is just a floodgate for Draco Tail. It's a dragon fusion that I think is, like, literally dragons and spellcasters generic, which is what Draco Tail is. And it says that, like, your opponent can activate dragon monsters' effects. So it's like, it literally turns the mirror match into a stupid floodgate off that nobody likes, and so the deck has just, like, not been popular.
That is Konami's go-to for support. Is just
despite the fact that Draco Tail on paper should be a super hyped archetype because it's an archetype that's themed off a constellation. It's about Draco again. It's like literally, I think, our third fucking archetype about the Draco constellation. Konami, there are other constellations, Jesus. But it involves cute women and giant dragons. So, like, it should be what everybody does, but literally everybody saw Yummy.
Trifecta. Like,
everybody saw Yummy and went, yeah.
The only thing missing is, like, just the Yummies, the creatures. That's the only thing we're missing from the archetype.
Well, and that's, like I said, like they really went out of their way with the Justice Hunter archetypes because, like, I've joked before, K9 is just the Zenless Zone Zero archetype. Like, it's just weird magic urban fantasy people who are animal people, including at least one hot werewolf. And I don't know if
don't need that
weasels are
modifier in
rodents.
front of it. That's just the default, isn't it?
Well, if you follow certain people on the internet, I actually don't know if weasels are rodents or not. But also, like, the other, everybody thought she was a dog woman. No, she's literally like Kamiatachi, so she's a weasel woman. But
apparently weasels are mustelids.
Mustelids.
I don't know what
their class.
that is.
I mean, that's literally just that's the family of animals that is, weasels, stoats, badgers, ferrets.
Well, no,
Okay.
It's also technically what K9 and feline fall into.
Well, yeah, but they are
Humans are more
very
closely related
distinct.
to rodents than weasels are. What the fuck?
Yes.
weird.
I love just bizarre genetic nonsense.
Humans have very similar brains to rodents.
Evolution is very strange. It's true, and it's the thing of, like, I'm pretty sure. Oh, what is it that cetaceans are close? That's whales and dolphins. They're closely related to something on land that is, like, mind blowing. Is it horses?
It's something.
It's some kind of, like, big herbivore is, like, closer to a whale than to, like, cats and dogs and shit. It's wild. Anyway, so Justice Hunters has K9. It has Yummy, which is literally the little creature archetype.
Yeah.
And it has Draco Tail, which, like I said, is literally nothing but dragons and anime women, and they even have a weird little mascot.
Oh my god! They have the trifecta. Like,
Yes, they have, like, one weird little mascot guy. Yeah. So the way Yummy works is Yummy is clearly modeled after a crane game. It does have a little alien UFO guy. The wiki Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah. The Wikipedia says it's a reference to alien abductions. I'm just like, no, it's a reference to UFO catchers. Have you not played a Like a Dragon game? Have you not had to help a small Japanese child by acquiring a stuffed animal? Then you're not the Dragon of Dojima.
But a very specific stuffed animal.
Yes, it has to be this exact one kind. Otherwise, it doesn't count. But yeah, so there's going to be a grabber or snatcher, and then there are the Yummies themselves. They also, as usual, you would expect, the OCG layered a second-level pun that's basically lost in translation, which is phonetically the way you spell Yummy is Yami, darkness, and they're all, adorable little black cats.
Yeah.
So there's multiple levels, but yeah, they're all little prizes you would get out of a crane game. They are like shaped like snacks, but I think they are actually like they're like supposed to be a series of stuffed toys that just resembles.
Yeah, they're one of the cards we look at. We'll just outright show the crane game and like kind of like show it's like no, like these are just little plush toys that are shaped like little cat sundaes.
So this is the card we're going to lead with is funnily enough a little breaking from our usual trend, and I'm going to show the Link one because it's very important to understand how this deck works. But you can see him already in the thumbnail, but I will grab a fuller art. This deck is not out in Master Duel yet, so I will be relying on the power of the internet to give me super ultra high-res images. And I'll shrink it down slightly so it fits better on my screen. If people are curious how Master Duel is going, check out my stream from yesterday. Streamed for like 2.5 hours because Lucky was still not feeling well, so I played a little Master Duel to grind for Ryziel gems. You can see me bumble my way through Malice and really regret that there's exactly 4 names. Apparently people don't like the Malice Tier 0 meta, and I'm like, you gotta play better, by which I mean you need to just have the Mandate of Heaven and draw better than your opponent, because like so many times I was just like, yeah, without all the like Dark Cybers extenders, like the new Adignister stuff, once you use all 4 names, they're all hard once per turn, so like that's it, we're done. We're cooked.
Look, just do what I do and embrace the streamer power of God. It would be really funny if I drew this card and you draw it.
That did happen several times though. My Chessy Cat draws were crazy. I also had like one of the best pack pulls in my life. I got like 5 ultra rares, 2 of which were packs that were upgraded. Like in the poll, they didn't show his glowing rainbow. But you can see that. I did get absolutely dumpstered. I switched to Mimigul because to give me an easier time. I did full Mimigul combo, built an entire board. My opponent was playing Ryziel. I got destroyed. They flipped a couple of my guys and Exciton Knight me twice. I was absolutely cooked.
Oh.
Like, dumped my entire hand on the board twice over and got absolutely blown out. The Ryziel deck is crazy. All of those... I cannot believe that they just went with X to 2. Every single one of those cards is just free extension.
So, this card... it makes me nervous. And I'm not sure why. You know what it is?
Is it his ominous aura?
It looks like a Kirby boss.
That is probably a good read.
Like, I'm half expecting this thing to turn into like an Eldritch Nightmare god.
This is, I mean, we are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That's always a concern. This is Yummy Snatchy. So this is the actual Snatcher.
If you had to guess, just looking at this card art, what do you think his link arrows are?
Oh, gosh.
Are they down?
I thought you were going to ask what type they were. Yeah, no, it's 1 down. This is a link one that points straight down. It is a
honestly,
a trade machine.
For me, if I would be funny to be, because it's like if it was a link 2, it'd be bottom right and bottom left because the pinchers.
Honestly, if they do ever give the deck a link 2, I suspect they would do it that way. Not only because those are good arrows, but also because it would be very funny. Maybe they could do the crab
and
that
then
way.
The link through it all be all 3 down arrows because the triangular ones.
It is true. Yeah, that's actually we could do something cute there. I should say as well, all of the yummies are light beasts. So there's anything light beast related works well in this deck, and actually, funnily enough, does mean that I don't think it's the optimal yummy build, but there is a case to be made that you can play this with all the new fairy AFD stuff, because that's all like light beasts, fairies, plants.
So Beacon School level 2 beasts? It's level 2 beasts.
You could also technically put Raikou in it.
True. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. Yes, they are. They involve a lot of interesting level stuff. But this is our core, the core function this deck works. So this is a Link 1. It points straight down, as pointed out. It's got 600 attack. It requires specifically any 1 level 4 or lower light beast. So it's very specific materials, but is open-ended on the levels. So, again, any light beast that can get on the board can get you to Yummy Snatchy. If this card is special summoned, you can place one Yummy field spell from your hand or deck face up on your field, but you can't link summon Link 3 or higher Link monsters for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effective Yummy Snatchy once per turn. Once per chain, during the main phase of or your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, so that basically means on either main phase or specifically during your opponent's battle phase, you can pay 100 LP immediately after this effect resolves, sync or summon using monsters you control as material, including a Yummy. Put 100 yen in the machine, baby. I love this, by the way. Much like the Evil Twins, almost everything in Yummy is done in like sequences of 100 LP to mimic you feeding 100 yen to the machine.
Oh yeah, like it's. I love that Yu-Gi-Oh has like, I mean, it has for a while, but I love Yu-Gi-Oh embracing just, let's just make cards do whatever we really feel like and just find a way to force the mechanics to work around them.
Yeah, I think card design, and I think this is, to me, this is across games, is better when you use the background lore or information of what you're making to influence the mechanical design. Because it's just neat.
Yeah. It gets to be very funny, but also it's not so injurious a cost that, like, you're gonna die playing this deck. Genuinely, there is something to be said for, like, there are some decks which are not popular. Like, I genuinely think Dinomorphia wasn't as popular because of the way the time rules were constrained previously. And so far,
now
continue to be
the
set
current
up.
time rules are better, right?
Well, they undid their change and then said we'll probably do it back later. Maybe they did have a whole tweet which people are usually ignoring. Like, they did a whole like chain of replies which said that, like, keep in mind our decision about the time rules is still in progress. We will take your feedback. We are not, like, none of this is final yet.
It's a thing of, like, we're figuring it out because we need to change it, but we're not sure how fully yet.
Well,
yeah.
Here's the thing, though, Konami. I'm just going to offer some constructive criticism. Literally everyone I've ever talked to hates the way these rules work.
Well, yeah, it's a case of, like, the current version of the time rules are clearly, like, affecting the way we play. You know, where, like, there's the whole concept of, quote-unquote, the time card, and there are games which will be lost absolutely because of, like, weird life point interaction one-offs that don't need to be. But the way they rephrased it, which was a little more OCG style, which is like, oh, if time around is called and you're not done, everybody takes a double loss, was like, okay, that still leaves some opportunities where my opponent can be annoying to me, or if my opponent is, like, not intentionally slow playing, but just, like, doesn't quit the game and because they're trying to see if they can draw the out and time in the round gets called, you know, you get punished, kind of a thing.
You've essentially enabled bad faith players to continue in a tournament just to run other people's runs.
Yeah, and it's like,
I don't think that's necessarily the worst thing, only because I don't see a better way of doing it.
It is probably not the worst, but it's one of those things about the phrasing, and even then there was this whole question about the phrasing being kind of, like, ambiguous. They were like, okay, what is because it wasn't even, I think double game loss. I think the way the original document phrased it was just double loss. So people were like, so does that count as, like, 2 game losses in the match to see how that concludes the match? Or does it count as a mutual match loss for both of us? Which I still don't think they clarified when they changed it back. If it was just the game immediately ends and counts as a lost game for both players, so that if a player is already up 1 win, you still go on, you know, because, like, the way it defines winning a match is if best 2 out of 3 somebody has 2 wins, we're good. If that doesn't work, check who has 2 losses. Okay.
Okay. I guess maybe that's my own fault. Because that makes logical sense. That's just how I assumed it was working.
Well, this is part of why there was an uproar, because, like, and some people were like, Come on, guys, don't be doomers. You don't. Careful. Clearly, they meant both players take a game loss, not a match loss. And it's like, yeah, probably, but they didn't actually say, which is the cause for concern, because Konami is, like, not always known for clear messaging that makes logical sense.
Yeah, remember when Konami said, "Hey, we're gonna do we're changing Time Wizard format." Everyone said, "Guys, this is a bad idea," and they said, "Okay, we'll stop." Then they did it anyways.
Then they decided to just wait until the fervor died down and back end it. Yeah. It's wild. But let's put up our first little yummy guy. This is Cookie Yummy.
I will say I do love that the card arts for the main deck yummies are just like the product line of like this brand of yummy. It's great.
Yeah, this looks like you're like looking in the catalog, or like this is what's stuck on the side of the crane machine to be like, hey, we've got the cookie in this. You can get this cookie, that cookie, a third cookie.
So
and we've also got alternate colors.
This is my
this little guy.
favorite of the yummies, probably.
There's a transparent of this. Should I make this an emote?
Okay.
No, if I did make it an emote, I would have to do Cupsy, because Cupsy's just so... There's something about the way Cupsy is with just his blank stare.
We'll get to Cupsy, but...
The Cupsy design is like the only one people saw for like the first month and a half of this deck coming out in the OCG.
Yeah, basically the OCG did its classic thing where they're like, okay, we're actually doing 3 archetypes. Here's what they are. K9, look at this Weasel woman. Draco Tail, here's another random anime woman. But also check this shit out, and it's Yummy Cupsy. And you're like, holy shit.
And it broke the Yu-Gi-Oh community.
But,
also, what's really funny, by the way, is the next deck build pack is like coming out, I think, in like a couple of weeks in the OCG. I'll have to double check. But they've only showed off the Hecaton Kiers. They have not shown off the giant whale ship or other random anime woman archetype.
That could be concerning. But I guess
so we'll probably, I suspect, during like the upcoming week, we'll probably get like a big dump right away. But it is one of those things that's just like, where is the hype, OCG?
No.
Let me actually see if I can check.
Cookie is my favorite, or at least
Cookie's
the main picture of Cookie, or Cookie is my favorite. It gives very much. God, why am I blanking on the literal most famous anime director of all time?
You thinking about Ghibli?
Yes, thank you. It gives the Ghibli vibes, or at least early Ghibli.
Phantom Revenge.
Of just like the adorable creatures he makes.
Yeah, Phantom Revenge is going to release on August 23rd, by the way. So a little more than 2 weeks. So
also
plenty of time to do the previews, but still weird.
Shout out to the poor Cookie that looks like he's a flower because it looks like he needs help.
Yes, that one does look like he needs a little help.
He's just staring, just... It's funny how like it's the same face on all of them for the most part, but like the one with the flower one looks the most like it's just.
Well, his eyes are looking in different directions. So like the default one is kind of like looking up at you. You've got one looking straight up.
At you.
Yeah, the flower one does have a dead on. He's mugging the camera, and I'm just imagining the tiny, help me, father.
It's supposed to be like the pondering things. Isn't that a donut, not a cookie? Or I guess there are cookies that have that shape.
There are kind of like flower-shaped like shortbread or other cookies.
I'm imagining those like shortbread cookies that are like a flower with like a middle of jelly.
Yes.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
That's
okay.
He's got a little red thing on his tongue on the suit, so that's probably what it is. Yeah, the little jelly flowers. I do like that they're all like slightly differently themed. Like this one obviously is like that kind of like square multicolored shortbread.
There's like the pretzel shortbread kind of shape thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to call that.
Yeah, this is the like half chocolate, half normal.
The black and white shortbreads.
I posted the transparency
But
to
no.
fail portrayal for anybody's future
Cookie
needs.
is adorable, and I want to give him like if I were to get a plushie of one of these things, this is the plushie I would get.
This is like I don't know what their like physical merch budget is like, and obviously, especially with the ongoing confusion about the tariff situation, I don't know how eager they are to do imports, but like this is like
these
one of
would
the most
sell, though.
merchandisable thing in the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
especially if this is like, honestly, I would not be surprised, or maybe Konami doesn't think this deviously. I don't know. I would not be surprised if they try and find a way to force this archetype to be good in the TCG, like better than it is in the OCG, just so they can sell merch.
If they have the merch to move, we'll see. There have been like world premiere cards that clearly support archetypes, so like the TCG could sneak some stuff in there, but we'll see how it works out. So Cookie Yummy is another light beast, level 1, got 1,000 attack, 0 defense. If you control either a Link 1 monster or a level 2 Synchro monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Cookie Yummy once per turn this way. If this card is normaled or specialed, target a face-up monster opponent controls, it loses 1,000 attack. Or if this card was summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, destroy that monster instead. You can only use this effect once per turn. So this builds the skeleton we're going to get into, and I have actually set this up in my notes so that we will... Basically, there's the Link one, there's the main deck one, which is the prize, and there's going to be a Synchro version, which is the Snatchy picking up each specific prize. So there's a line to this. So we will look at them in that order. We'll show the main deck, and then I'll show the Synchro.
There's a Cookie Yummy Way, I think is the naming scheme for the Synchros, right?
The Synchros are Yummy Ways. So even with that out there, you can kind of feel out how this archetype works. This card has the ability to basically free extend if you already have a Link 1 or a Synchro on your board. He's a free special summon. On summon, it interacts, it does something, and then specifically if it's summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, it does something further. And basically all of them are going to be set up this way. And then, Cookie Yummy Way is the Synchro version.
These things just remind me of Gochizo's, but like, if you guys don't know what that is, I don't feel like it matters.
It doesn't sound familiar, but it's okay. Oh, right, I forgot how fucking adorable these versions are. Look at this. Look at these little guys.
Cookie Way is this is my favorite art in the archetype.
All right, hey chat, everybody on the panel, pick your cookie. Which cookie are you in this picture? I think I'm the upside down one.
Bottom right. Just
the claw.
Everybody is that.
And there's that one. He's on the verge of tears. He's like, no. Oh, it's because he's got a little chunk out of him.
Yeah.
His little cookie arm.
His ear also fell off.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. So this is so adorable.
One that is just tweaking in the back.
He's the flower one. He's just like, I just get me out of here.
I just enjoy like the weird cookie jar like hoodie thing they got kind of going on.
Yeah, because they're dressed in like a little cookie hoodie.
I kind of hate that they're having like genuine reactions to their claw kidnapping one of them
because they're basically their ecosystem. It's just things like
little,
literally this floating oppressor.
All of them seem extremely nervous about getting picked, except for the one at the bottom right, who's just like, "It is my turn next. I must become one."
The claw.
Honestly, I think the left two are just like that because I think the pretzel cookie got dropped. Like he got dropped and like chipped his ear.
Also, the funny bit is that when you're at your fucking the person like not your tyrant, but like the thing that like is the fucking arbiter of your like entire civilization is like kind of shitty at their job.
He's like, get me. I got the tail.
It's actually he's got a firm grip. He's doomed.
That is the pro strat if you are trying to get them out of the claw machine.
It'd be funny if it's just like all these things are like being like, oh look, that would shit grab. He's fine. No problem. Nothing. No fear.
I like the arrows actually showcasing it's going up too.
Yeah,
it's a nice little touch.
So Yumiway here is still a light beast, but it is a synchro now, and it is a synchro tuner. So if you, like I said, this deck is designed very well. All of the decks are good, but I think that in particular the Yummies are designed very well so that they can easily be splashed into other shit. All their synchros are level 2, and I think all of them are synchro tuners, which means there's a lot you can do with that with the rest of your extra deck. To basically work it all out. It has 1600 attack and 0 defense. It is completely generic. Any tuner and any non-tuner can make this. And also,
we're gonna see Yummy Quasar.
You might be able to do Yummy Quasar, man. I don't know. There's some wacky
Really
shit.
it'd be bad, but it'd be funny.
Generally, from what I've seen, a lot of them are more linked-based than synchro-based. Is that necessary?
I mean,
well,
probably
so
like
here's
you want
the
a lot
thing.
of random link ones.
Yes, allow me to read the first line of Cookie Yumiway's text, because this is very important. All of the Yummy synchros do this. For this card's synchro summon, you can treat one Link 1 monster you control as a level 1 tuner. So just 4 Yummies, all your Link 1s are tuners, and level 1 tuners.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So anything that it's not just specifically their Link 1, any Link 1 can be treated as a level 1 tuner to make a Yummy synchro and get this shit started. Additionally, you can only use each of the following effects of Cookie Yumiway once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, target 2 face-up monsters on the field. Book of Moon. Take your face down defense position.
Double.
Oh my god, is that double Book of Moon?
Yeah,
It's 2 Books of
double
Moon. Actually, they did make that. They did make the Twin Twisters of Book of Moon. Which one was that? Was that
I know
Lunar
I know they
Eclipse?
have, but it's funnier to say Book of Moon.
Yeah.
But I would say this is better than it, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, because like I said, that's the actual quick play spell card is like literally the Twin Twisters of it, because it's discard 1, target 2. This is just when synchro summoned, which, once again, to remind you, we already looked at the Link 1. The Link 1 has a quick effect to pay 100 and during either main phase or your opponent's battle phase, synchro. But also, whenever your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, return this card to your extra deck, special summon 2 Yummies from your graveyard.
Oh boy.
So basically what happens is it has an effect if you actually get the prize when you synchro summon, which you can do as a quick effect generally because of the way the Link 1 works. But also, they have a further quick effect to drop the prize, basically, and tag themselves back into Snatchy and the appropriate piece. Or if you just need to chump block. Also, keep in mind, this is when your opponent activates quick effect, so if as part of the activation they have to pick their targets, you can absolutely dodge so much shit this way. Like, just your opponent tries to, like you make Yumiway, and they're just like, aha! Effect Veiler. And you're like, no.
Nuh-uh.
Or you know, another classic Imperm, and you're just like, nope, not there anymore. I'm out of here.
You move, man, but actually.
Yes, you actually, it does the thing that Movement should actually do. So yes, there's so much really good stuff there, and honestly, like, seeing from Cookie Yummy's, like, the synchro effect, that's also really good. That's, like we said, that's 2 Book of Moons on summon, and your deck is designed to do that during your opponent's turn or during your turn. Like, you can be going second and just, you know, summon out some fucking Yummies and get them. Alright. Now, of course, the classic... Cups in.
Permission to post the funny. I'm just looking over Yummy deck list. Permission to post the most funny random synchro I found being played in these decks.
Sure, sure.
Oh god.
This archetype's pretty good.
Oh god, this thing.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? That's in the list. We'll talk about that guy later. Because that was a deck that this card technically came out after Yummy in the OCG and is very obviously supposed to be Yummy support.
I mean, yeah, it's a light beast. It's a 3, so it gets your synchro tuner with one of your Yummies.
Yeah, like it's.
I did not realize.
Yeah, no, there's like I said, quite a few cards. I think some people have also tried to make the Fabled Beasts work in this a little. I don't think that's like the optimal form, but it can be very funny to play like Unicore control. But yes, Cupsy Yummy. He's a cup. He's a little fruit cup. His ears are strawberries.
He looks so high.
He does. Like I said, that's why I think if I
his
if I
upper
do make
variants at the bottom look less high.
Dude
but
is fucking zooted.
this is the one I think I would have to like make an emote. I need this transparency, I think, because I just want to
This is
put this
literally
guy like floating through space.
I was wondering this is also the image of like of one that's just like their head is only their head is only the empty cosmos. It's like that meme.
Yeah. I love these variants, by the way. So, like, some of them are, like, one of them I want to say is a little eldritch. There's the one that doesn't even have a face. Like, it's just the weird cup. But, like, a couple of them have, like, little star eyes. And then there's a couple of little Triclops guys.
Okay, the creepiest one by far, to me, I don't know if you agree necessarily, because I don't think it's the most obvious creepy one. But the strawberry like pink thing, those
Where
eyes.
it's just like one strawberry as the like
one next to
green.
it, the big one.
You think you give just the pink one with, like, the X eyes? The X eyes are a little weird. Like I said, I still think the one that's got, like, because, like, clearly they've got the little, like, cat head shaped, like, parfait cup thing going on. The one that doesn't have eyes, I'm just like, what's his deal? What's going on with him? But no, this guy is fucking adorable, and a lot of creativity in the line, obviously.
I think the cutest one is probably the one with the star eyes that are normal.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, like from what I understand, this one's just like just the very standard like Japanese style parfait. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a pretty standard, like, obviously, like we said, they are actually a series of plush toys. You can even see in the blown up art, he does have a little tag. But like, clearly, you know, this is meant to reference a pretty common little, you know, prepackaged dessert. So, Cupsy Yummy is a light beast level 1, 0 attack, 1600 defense. If you control a Link 1 or a level 2 Synchro, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Cupsy Yummy once per turn this way. If this card is normal or special, add a Yummy card from your deck to your hand, except Cupsy. Or if it's special summoned by the effect of a Synchro monster, you can draw one card instead. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, Cupsy is an excellent starter, basically. If you normal it, you can turn him, you can add any card you like, and then turn it into the Link one. You can then summon it back if you Synchro summon to, you know, make just a generic draw one. All around really good utility.
This is just a really good, like, not a proper starter, but it just builds advantage for your deck, which is what you want.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that all of the ones that have on summon effects do straight up say on normal or special. Like, this deck understands that the way this works is you probably have to perform at least one normal summon of a Yummy, you know, to get your
you need
thing
to get
going.
the ball rolling.
Yeah, you need exactly one material to make a Link 1, so you might as well, like, package it so you're not, like, getting dead cards. Let's look at Cupsy Yummy Way.
I have to make a joke, but I forgot to. If I had a nickel for every time I saw a Yu-Gi-Oh archetype that was meta relevant, that somehow made random fabled cards meta relevant, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that happened twice.
I think it's happened once. Yeah.
The Greensmith.
So this is Cupsy Way. This one is interesting because the cups look like they're way more down to clown with this.
Oh,
like,
the one with 3 eyes is really weird at the bottom of that art.
So what I think is happening is it's like a little like.
Oh, its thing fell off.
Oh, it's
still a little black cat under there. It's just that he has a little
ice
cover.
cream layers.
Yeah.
It's their outfits. It's their costume.
Which means that the Strawberry Cyclops one is okay. He's merely hiding under there. It's just still really weird. And Snatchy is, like, freaking the fuck out because he's going to get a double. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's also, you can see the top left just being, like... I just feel like also, like, the fucking coppies are just, like...
That one's in a gorilla.
It gives me like the fucking Call of Cthulhu thing of being like, there are just some people that are just like at peace with the universe, which means they're completely insane, but like they're not assholes about it.
They're just down to clown, man. They're just happy to be here. No thoughts, head empty.
They're here to have fun.
Like Vanilla Cupsy is so enthused to be picked up. He's like, wee.
You can see the like sparkles around it almost.
Yeah. No.
I think the last one is the most like enthused yummies, the lollipop.
Yes, lollipop. So Yummy Way is once again, a light beast synchro tuner, level 2, 0 attack, 2200 defense. So again, if you're doing the quick effect to summon, that's a decent blocker. Completely generic. For this card synchro summon, you can also treat a Link 1 as a tuner. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card's synchro summoned, add 2 yummy monsters from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. And then when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return it to the extra and summon 2 yummies. Which also means, by the way, that discard is not bad.
Yeah, so Cupsy Yummy is not like a proper starter. This is like your turbo starter. Like just
yeah.
Get your resources moving.
Basically, if you have nothing better to do on turn 1, you can, like normal summon a Cupsy, search an extra guy to special summon, turn it into Snatchy, special summon the guy, synchro them into Cupsy. Cupsy, add 2, discard 1, so you have basically have all 3 names in your graveyard, and you can put this in defense position so your opponent can't like lightning storm it away, and then it's just like, okay, if you interact with me, I'll just bounce Cupsy and summon 2 guys, and we'll start going.
And more than likely, I'm just going to put Snatchy and one of the yummies back on the board to have as either a Lollipop Way or Cookie Way, because Cookie Way is crazy disruption. I don't actually know what Yummy Way does yet.
Yeah, Cupsy Yummy Way is like a very solid extender. It's just an engine piece. And so... What's up?
Gonna be funny. Is Fabled Unicorn Law a band in the OCG?
I don't think so.
Let me
I
check.
think any of the Fabled cards are banned in the
I don't think so. It doesn't feel like a card that needs to be banned. Nope, doesn't say on the.
All right,
I guess it's limited. Yeah, it's not touching either ban list.
Yeah, then that'll be a fun card to run in the alley.
Yeah, it'll be a fun little guy. And this is Lollipop. So, Lollipop, and obviously, got like a little bit of a raincoat type aesthetic going on as well, which is really cute. But I do like that they have different variations. You've got obviously a couple different color variations. So you've got kind of like the orange one who's got like black mage eyes, so he's kind of like spooky. There's a couple of candy cane ones, including one that's holding like a short candy cane, which almost looks like he's holding like an idol glow stick.
Yeah, it's one of the like not the full
Especially
candy cane, but like just like the candy cane
like a mini.
Like
Just
I
great
think-
splash of pastel colors.
I don't think one of those yummies is doing too well. The blue candy
the kind of like teal and pink one.
Yeah, that guy looks a
the
little
blue candy
concerned
just
about his life.
Not look okay.
Why
This
are
is
we
how I-
here? Just to suffer?
This is how I die.
Oh wait, I guess minor spoiler. You can see on Lollipop that the one holding the candy cane, it is a lollipop. It's just it's the twirly lollipops that like it.
Oh, it's a
does
twisty.
still
Yeah, it's
have
much
a
more
life.
higher res. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll look at Lollipop.
you can see
Way.
the stick that
in a little bit,
that one's holding.
So stat-wise, Lollipop's kind of in the middle. It's a level 1 light beast. It's got 600 attack and 1200 defense. So, kind of balanced out there. If you control a Link 1 or level 2, you can special summon it. You can only do that once per turn. If it's normal or special, target a card in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. Or if it was special summoned by the effect of a synchro monster, banish that card instead. So this card is just like... Lollipo is the one that absolutely you add off of, what is it, Cupsy Way, and then pitch to graveyard so you can summon it back later. And just, like, effectively becomes a DD Crow. Like, it's not perfect because, obviously, the way chains work, you can't, like, your opponent activates something in grave, you can't, like, bounce your synchro and then target it the same chain, But it still is a banishment tool. And, honestly, I still like the fact that it's a May, so, like, if you're playing against something like Malice where you don't want to banish your opponent's cards anyway, you can still shuffle it back. Which is also a very annoying form of doing, graveyard stuff. So, yeah.
Did you get target one opponent's affiliate?
Yeah, so Cookie is attack modulation, or if summoned by a synchro, is a pop of a monster. Cupsy searches any yummy card, which can also be helpful because this... archetype does have, first of all, has a couple of field spells, and has a couple of spell traps as well. So,
and Lollipo is situational. Yeah. It's situational removal.
Yeah, situational interactivity. It's
yeah,
the kind of thing of like if you know for a fact your opponent has something in their graveyard they need, you can just be like, no, we're not doing that. And then let's grab the art for...
I do like that it is a you can, because there is times where, like, putting a card back in the deck is worse than banishing, and vice versa.
Yeah, and like I said, like, especially because this deck would have been... Malice was the previous deck build pack, and, like, all of those have, a once per turn if this card was banished, pay life, summon back thing. Like, they... Obviously, Konami would know that would still be a deck that is probably pretty good, so they're like, okay, you can still shuffle back if that would be better. Like, you can still do that, but also there are some decks where, like, a card gets banished, it's like, I'm never seeing that guy again. That guy's gone forever. So there's lots of, very funny stuff you can do. Once again, showing us that it's only the cookies that may be having a bad time. Here's Lollipo Yummy Way, and all of these guys are super happy to be here. The pink and blue one is still doing something. I do not know what's going on with him.
It's got a crooked smile. He's just kind of vibing.
Dude, the Halloween one is also now suited. He is just like...
He's got VV vibes now. Or at least, like, the Black Mage.
Yeah,
Tom.
Very classic little Black Mage pixel eyes. But yeah, as Richard mentioned, you can see it's a little twisty pop.
No, the teal blue candy can one looks like it's a villain from a Bling Ring.
But let's talk about what Yummy Way does. Again, all the same stuff. Light Beast, Synchro Tuner, level 2 is 12/12, completely generic. You can use a Link 1. You can use the following effects once per turn. If this card's Synchro summoned, special summon 2 Yummies from your graveyard, but negates their effects.
And it still has the other effect too, so it's just.
And when your opponent activates, you return this card, summon it to 2 Yummies. So Lollipo Way is, again, not actual interruption. Especially because your monsters effects don't proc, but is just, hey, I'm gonna synchro summon some more. And since it is since this is itself a synchro tuner, if you've got any cool level 4 synchros you want to make, you can immediately do that. Like just summon 2 level 1s, and you're like, okay, here we go. Or you can use it to get the materials to summon another synchro monster, because like that means that you can. Without having to bounce Lollipo, you can immediately summon back the 2 materials that made it.
Is it? Oh my god, isn't that Cupid Pitch?
Cupid Pitch is a 4, that's right.
Oh, Herald. Oh, I mean, like, probably, like, summoning it is not what you want to do, but you get Arclight, that's funny. Like they're...
No, but...
I mean, options. There would be some decks where that would be valid as, like, a side deck tech.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Martial Metal Master's time to shine.
I am glancing through the list on Wikipedia, and it is one of the ones showcased.
Martial Metal March is a really good one, yeah.
Quandrax, Cupid Pitch, Formula, Go-Go Defender, who I think is the guy that it's the Synchro 3 that goes, oh, if this is the only thing you control, just summon all the Go-Go Defenders out of your extra deck. Who cares?
I feel like there was another
Sorrow Cat. What the hell?
Oh yeah, that's another like generic one from I think like last year or 2 years ago. That's like another really good low level one.
Oh, and it's more it's just more synchro climbing too, so which could work out pretty well for the deck. Oh yeah, wait, this is crazy. Yeah. Once per train during your opponent's main phase, hook effect, synchro summon. If this card is in the graveyard, target one other synchro monster in your graveyard, return to the extra deck. Show this card by vanishing when it leaves the field. So you can just reset one of your yummy synchro monsters, and get this guy as more material to keep climbing.
All right, so unfortunately we do not have a. Let me double check the gallery.
You could probably even do silly Lyralus Zeus nonsense with this deck too. Probably.
I mean, yeah, you just a bunch of ones,
especially with a Lollipo way, where you can just get 4 level 1s on the board by blinking.
So, like I said, this card just came out in the OCG, so we'll be looking at a scan of the full thing. I'll blow him up a little. But this is our 4th main deck name.
Oh my god!
Which is Marshmallow.
It's
you can't see them as well because we don't have a very large mock-up yet, but the bottom row is very funny.
I've got, I think, a larger mock-up from the.
If you can find a bigger grab, this is just straight up a scan of the card that just came out in Doom of Dimensions.
I mean, okay, so the main focus one is cool, but I gotta talk about some of these bottom ones.
I like that one of them is just on fire.
One of them is just a cup.
That was about the same size that I blew it up to. But
one of them's a cup.
So I'll replace it.
One of them's unfortunately wearing a marshmallow diaper. I think is what that is.
So yeah, these are like a bunch of different ways you can do marshmallow. So one of them is cooked. One of them looks like it's mixed with stuff. Like I think this one's supposed to be like a marshmallow candy. One of them is inside a s'more. He's sandwiched between graham crackers. I think I think that might actually be like a marshmallow egg or something. And then obviously one of them is a hot chocolate with marshmallows, which is super adorable.
For the sake of my sanity, I hope it's an egg and not a diaper.
I mean, here's the thing. We'll probably have to wait till Master Duel to know for sure, because even if there was like a big version of this posted on DeviantArt, that's just an extrapolation of this image. So it leaves a lot to be questioned.
We still need the marshmallow way to like when we get the marshmallow way, we'll get more detailed looks of all of the variations.
That is a card that does not yet exist. They only previewed, I believe, 1 new spell card and 1 new main deck monster. Obviously, they have room for there to be a marshmallow way, especially because like genuinely, I don't think you need to run multiple copies of the synchro monsters in your extra deck because they tag back.
I would be surprised if they don't have a marshmallow way in like along with the rest of the cards. It would kind of be silly if it didn't.
Yeah. And it just, you can just think of more ways to do this. So, Marshmallow Way is another level 1 light beast. It's 800 attack, 600 defense. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are light beasts, so different summon condition. All the previous ones where if you control a level 2 synchro or a Link 1 monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or specialed, add a yummy spell trap from your graveyard to hand. Or, if it was summoned by a synchro monster, place 1 yummy field spell or 1 continuous spell or trap from your deck, or banishment face up on your field instead. You're going to use each effect once per turn. So, yeah, Marshmallow, crazy. So this is just add back one of your spells you've already used, if you've done something. Or, if it's special summoned by a synchro, just put that shit face up. Fuck you. Which also, by the way, I think technically this card is... Actually, no. Does Ash Blossom target if you add from graveyard to hand? I don't think it does. I don't think that's one of the interactions. Which would, I think, mean that both of these effects are not valid for Ash, so this card cannot be Ashed.
Add a card from deck to your hands, suspend from the deck, and send a card from deck to the graveyard. So no, not...
Yeah, both of these effects are immune to Ash Blossom, so that's pretty fun. Obviously means that you have to have targets in graveyard, so it's, like I said, it's... On the one hand, this card is clearly meant to not eat up your normal because it's a summon. Like, this is another one that's very ideal to be your starter. But, obviously, you know, it does have effect procs that are better if you've got some cards in graveyard. Be very interested to see what they do with a future Marshmallow Yummy Way, because I'm sure they'll come up with it, because, like, honestly, it's very funny, like we've said. This deck is very good because it is just, like... This deck on release is just a super flexible synchro package. All the guys are free specials. They all have good effects, you know, to blank out your opponent's monsters, shuffle back their stuff, just add or draw cards. And, you know, Snatchy obviously has... All of them have very good responsiveness to your opponent. Let's put it that way. Snatchy's ability to synchro summon on your opponent's turn in either main phase or battle phase for only 100 LP. All of their abilities to just go, your opponent activates effect, you just go, I'm out of here. Bye. It makes the deck very responsive. So that's all, like, really, really neato. Yes, this archetype is super goated.
It's a neato burrito.
So, like, there's so many, like, funny things you can do. So let's talk about, I believe they have 2 field spells so far. So you've got options.
I will say this. The only thing I don't love, and obviously it's because it's a little guy's archetype, is they don't really have a finisher bonus.
No, I think the way this archetype works is it's basically either like death by 1,000 cuts or just you tempo your opponent out of the game and they have to go next.
Yeah, like there isn't like isn't much left in terms of extra deck like cards that like are completely part of the archetype. But as far as it goes, like sorry, it's just a very low to the ground kind of deck. That just it's a style of deck that constantly kind of like it's a constant situation with what is it, these deck build packs where always one that kind of just feels like a forever resource loop deck. It doesn't necessarily have a big game ender or big finishers. It's just a deck that it's a deck that is incredibly sticky, and that is its selling point.
So I pulled up an example of the deck literally to just see like what people are running that they are saying is meta, and the brew is just 3 of every name, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, Perulia and Fuelos, sorry Meowls, running Obedience Schooled, because that summons your entire fucking deck.
Makes sense.
3 Engag, 2 of a couple of the like one of each field spell and a couple of their quick play. Dominus Purge, because you're playing only lights, so it doesn't matter. 1 Hornet Drones, 1 Call by, 1 for 1. By the way, these guys are all level 1, so they're all 1 for 1 targets. You can turn hand traps into them. 3 Imperm, and then the extra deck is just 2 Arclight, 1 Starham, Martial Metal Marcher, 1 of each of the names, and 2 Cupsy, actually, because that's funny, I guess. Typhon, and then the Linkenings. You've got like a Link Spider and a Kagari to make use of the Hornet Drones. You've got an SP Little Knight. I assume the way this deck wins is, like I said, this is just you tempo out your opponent. Like, you just
it seems like a
go forever.
Grindy deck.
Like, it's just a deck where just, like, you can't kill your opponent, but your opponent also can't kill you, and because you established your board first, you just are like, do you want to go next?
Yeah. This is like a very mid-range deck.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite in Yu-Gi-Oh! But then again, the main deck I play is literally all boss monsters. So
Yeah. Let me see if I can find like some of the OCG lists they're trying out. Yeah, no, it looks like nobody's even gone for like the funny like, well, if you don't activate Snatchy, you can just stall and get a lot of material on board and make access code talker. No, it doesn't look like we're bothering with that. I think you're like your number one OTK strat is everybody's playing like a one of Sky Striker Kagari and like I said, playing like Hornet drones so you can make it. And just you put a fucking shitload of spells in grave and that's how you win.
I'm sorry, I have to be honest. I am so tired of Sky Striker by now.
I am also a little tired of Striker. It's interesting, but check out my stream archive from yesterday if you want to see what's up in Master Duel lately. I played some ladder. I played some actual games. I did run into a guy who I think was playing Sky Striker Tenpai because they went second. They just didn't draw any of the good Tenpai cards because all the good Tenpai cards are limit 1 in Master Duel right now. And like, it was a pretty robust engine, and like it's dumb the stuff they let Sky Striker do. Sky Striker Mobilize Linkage is a crazy card. That says send any card from your face-up field to graveyard to special summon a Sky Striker monster from like hand or deck or something. And it's like, it's crazy good. Like the deck is insane. Link to Camellia says that, if she's sent to graveyard, you can target a special summon monster your opponent controls, special summon her back, and send your opponent's monster to graveyard. Like,
I'm just sad because the only fun build of Sky Striker is essentially banned in Master Duel. So I'm just salty.
What are you thinking of?
Runic Sky Striker.
Yeah, the Runics are still a little hit. But let's talk about this one. This one is Yamusement Akuruki. Let me see if the trivia has any guesses as to what that name means. Nope. I guess it just sounds cute.
Oh, that kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Akuruki.
I think he's chewing on a donut. But so this is like obviously like, first of all, this is very funny. So the little crab thing is like advertising new yummies, and he's just sitting there with the controls, and he's got the little joystick, and it's just showing him what yummies there are to get got in their little candy land. So this is their first field spell. This says, first of all, if you synchro summon a light beast synchro monster, target a card your opponent controls, destroy it. If face-up monster you control leaves your field by an opponent's card effect, special summon a yummy from your deck. If this card's in your graveyard, target 2 yummies in your graveyard or banishment. Place this card and them on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can use each effect once per turn.
Sorry, one moment. I was looking up this card to see if I could find any listings that could help me, and then just looking up the word. This archetype's in Duel Links? It's on Duel Links meta? What?
Huh.
Huh.
I see it. I don't play Duel Links, so I cannot confirm. But I do know that Duel Links is like really.
I play Duel Links like once a year, play it for a month, and then stop again.
The MBT method, I see.
Yeah.
But here so let's recap. Each of these effects is once per turn.
Yeah.
But Acroquay is if you synchro summon a light beast, pop a card on the field, pop a card your opponent controls. If a face-up monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, special a yummy from your deck, which will mean you'll get its special summon effect, though not its synchro one. And if it's in your graveyard, it can shuffle back or stack back itself and 2 yummies that are in your graveyard or banishment to the bottom of your deck. So yes, this is how this deck wins the grind game. Like, their first field spell is just once per turn, synchro summon a light beast, pop 1. If your opponent actually gets rid of your guys, you always replace it with another guy. And if they get rid of your field spell and don't kill you right away, you immediately get to stack everything back.
So, looking up Duel Links, technically Yummy is not in the game yet. So, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I was
It
just
might just be
listening
that
on
Duel Links meta is
how to
like-
get.
The last pack that released was branded and Egyptian
Branded
gods
and Duel
line.
Links. Okay.
Yeah. Adamancipator. What are the top decks in Duel Links? Now I'm curious. Top decks in Duel Links are Despia, Shadal, Ancient Gear, Speedroid, Chimera, Gusto, and Resonators.
Speedroid!
Wait, hold on. Gusto? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh my god, is David running the Duel Links beta?
Oh, they got a busted skill. That's what it is.
I mean, that makes sense.
But, you know, that's what we always say. One of these things is not like the others. That's really...
I do like that we're seeing, like, banishment getting used again. It really was, like...
They invented saying banishment or your banishment, and then they dropped it, and then they brought it back. Weird.
Yeah, it was just one of those, like... Banishment existed for, like we introduced the concept of banishment, like, 3-4 years ago? Something like that, right? I don't... Time is weird. Wibbly wobbly.
Yeah, at least a couple. Like, it's been several years.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, here's banishment, but we have like a few sets of cards that we haven't that we didn't vet for that like grammar change. So like it might have just been like it might have just been the case of like there are just a few sets that were already like put into motion and print that just didn't use the word banishment. So
yeah, God knows, especially with like product delays and stuff. Okay, weird. I am not seeing a like proper blow up of the second field spell Mignon.
Mignon.
Which is a shame because I think it has much cooler art.
I have one from Wikipedia at least. I don't know if it's a good size, but it's like it's not the art, but it's
a decently sized scan. It looks like we'll throw it on screen. Yeah, you can see everything that's going on in here. I'll tuck it down a little. You know, you can see the cupsies, you know, in their natural environment. One of them's upside down. Just, you know, minding their own business. So, like I said, this is your second field spell. Keep in mind, remember, that Snatchy places a field spell, and you can get him very back. So this says, yummies you control get 500 attack for each light beast on the field. So I guess you just swarm the board. You can just make a big yummy. And then you can use each of the following effects once per turn. If you control a Link 1, target a level 1 yummy in your graveyard, special summon it. So this is the field spell you activate first off of Snatchy, I guess. And then if this card's in your graveyard, target 2 yummies in your graveyard or banishment and put them on the bottom of your deck in any order, along with this card.
Okay, yeah, the 500 attack actually can scale
500
pretty quickly.
per
Oh,
light
God.
beast, so yeah,
God, like
Cooksy is what, 500? So just control 2 light beasts and it's
this turns
2K?
Lollipop away into just all of your yummies now have plus 2,000 attack.
Yeah,
Just
no.
by
that I guess
cycle.
is the strat is just you leave Mignon face up on the field and you can actually punch.
Yeah, it works.
So yeah, that works. So it's the 2 field spells. Now we have a few. Of course, it's deck build pack. They come with a couple of spells and or traps. Yeah, that's got like the...
We have one trap, it looks like.
Yes, they have a continuous trap, which makes Marshmallow's effect, like I said, pretty good, because it means that, like...
Yeah, like one continuous spell, one quick play, no normal spells. I think that's it.
Sorry about the PC sounds, by the way, chat. Yeah, we gotta just grab this one, the full art scan from Jush that just came out. This one's a little more ominous. Why is it always the cookies, man? I feel like at least Snatchy is, like, embarrassed.
The cookies know the truth.
Like two of these guys are in tears, and then the fucking sunflower one is just like.
I think it's because the cookies are the most fragile, so like they break every time they're grabbed.
Maybe that is why, yeah.
Us.
And then look at
like,
fucking
please.
Snatchy's face. It's just like, oh my god, just please be normal, guys.
Stop squirming.
Be cool, guys. Come on.
Like, you guys make this always weird. Like, I'm not a horror monster. Come on.
You definitely are, though. You definitely are.
He's an alien.
I mean, he is the invader because I think the premise is basically it's a crane game mixed of literally like literally a space explorer like capturing aliens to survive.
I don't even know if it's to survive. I think because we saw from the first field spell that he's Snatchy is literally being fucking viral marketed. The fucking crab UFO comes to his house and blasts him with holograms. New yummies available now. Yummy Redemption, as you can read also on the screen. This card's also very good. This is the other half. Monster your opponent controls is 200 attack for each light beast on your field and graveyard. Once per chain, if you synchro summon a light beast, draw a card, put a card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target a Yummy you control, and one monster your opponent controls. Switch control of those monsters. That's forever, by the way. You can use this effect once per turn. So, this card's crazy, which makes no wonder this is seeing OCG results with Marshmallow. This card's cracked. So, it's basically the other half of the attack reduction. So, if you have the plus 500 field spell and redemption up, that means that you've got a 700-point swing. Once per chain, draw a card, put one back.
Well, it's field and graveyard too. So just
Yeah.
like the longer the game goes, the more dangerous this card is on the board.
Yeah. Obviously, like, because it's only monsters your opponent controls, it's not, like, going to help you, like, win the game. But it does mean that it's really hard for your opponent to, you know, just go battle and run over your little guys and then go home, you know. And then, the fact that this is, like, if this actually goes to grave, you can banish it and just creature swap. Fuck you, take this cookie. Your monster, my monster. No, this card's crazy good. The only thing that I think kept this card from being, like, not super strong was that originally it is a continuous trap, so you have to, you know, search it, set it, flip it. But the fact that, like I said, if you just use Marshmallow's effect to just place it, you know, bin it somehow, place it, you can just turn this on turn one. It's very, very, very strong stuff. Very, very strong stuff. Everybody get ready for this deck to be literally every card is an ultra rare. Actually, no, that's probably not true.
No. If you said the dragon tail people are enemies.
No, Dallas. Here's the beauty of, I mean, the deck's already out. Actually, I think Draco Tail did get, it was either Draco Tail or K9 got the worst of the rarities in Justice Hunters, which isn't even a big deal because I think the rarities are pretty well spread. The main, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with, like, Yu-Gi-Oh card sets, like, keeping value or whatnot. I don't know. Like, this should be a good set, and it's already putting up results, but people are also saying, like, the set is not, like, keeping value. I don't know. It's probably because they, like, fucked with the like, collectors and Starlight Rares again.
I'm looking at the rarities of the Yummy cards. All of the main deck Yummies and Snatchy are Ultra Collector Starlight.
Okay, so, like, I think, and then maybe they did get the, because, like,
there's 3 Draco Tail that there's 3 Draco Tail that have the Ultra Collector Starlight and 2 K9.
Yeah. Ooh, only 2 K9. That was interesting. I thought it was pretty evenly distributed. I mean, that's still, like, that's close. That's just definitely interesting that shows more on the K9 side. But no, I'm talking about in Master Duel, obviously, like, because they release a selection pack a month, basically, that lets them fill the low... Again, I literally pulled for Ryziel on stream, so you can see this in effect. The selection pack for Ryziels is full of all the low rarity stuff is just dog shit 6 Samurai and, like, Jurak reprints and, you know, all of the... I won't say bad, because, like, Takatomborg, I think, is, like, a rare, but For some reason, the new Speedroid Clearwing stuff is also in that selection pack, so it's like a bunch of just random Speedroid names. There are a couple of low-rarity Ryzeal cards, but the bulk of the deck is, like, Detonators and Ultra. I think, like, 4 out of, like, 6 or 7 of the main deck names are Ultras. Shit like that. Duo Drive might also be an Ultra, or it might be a Super. It's, like, real bad. So, unfortunately, what they're going to do with Yummy is going to be, like, they'll probably do the same thing where, like, Snatchy and every main deck monster are an ultra rare in Master Duel, and then, like, the synchros will be super rares. Probably your field spells will be supers, shit like that.
Yeah,
But, yeah, I will also probably try and play the shit out of this in Master Duel. Because, like, as much as I do kind of, like, bitch and moan about Master Duel, because that's the only thing I can do, because I do not actually spend money on Master Duel. I have almost 1,000 hours. I am completely free to play. It is totally possible. You do have to actually play the game to do it, but you can build quite a lot of decks and go on. I do think that, like, because the game is basically truly free to play, that, like, there is, I want to say, issues with, like, they don't want to give you any fucking free UR dust, so the ban list feels kind of bad. But, like, it is truly accessible.
You're better than I am with Arena, because unfortunately I liked Limited too much. So I have spent money to draft.
And if you don't like Ryzeal, they've announced this month's event is going to be the Synchro Cup. Oops, all Synchros. I will be playing Centurion because I fucking love that deck.
See, oh my god, that's the biggest problem with Master Duel events, is I literally can never play my deck at them.
Well, I mean, you can probably play DDD when they do the Animation Chronicle. I'm sure all those cards count because they're anime cards. They have the animation-focused event. No, DDD doesn't have a solo mode, so that doesn't work. That's also, by the way, the most cursed event. Is the solo mode one.
Is also a very hilarious, and I enjoy the hell out of it. In the Rare Common Festival, the
NR,
no
yeah,
no SR, yeah.
NR is a very funny format.
It's a weird build, though.
Actually, let me double check. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry. I input my search correctly. I can get this art blown up. This is Yummy Surprise. Let me pull this card up. Oh, sorry, we didn't copy it correctly. We're trying to save it as.
That sounds dirty.
It's just some lollipos tripping out, man.
What is this planet made of when there's being acid everywhere?
So this is your quick play spell card, Yummy Surprise. It says activate one of these effects, which you can use each effect once per turn. So, by the way, this means you can effectively use all 3 effects if you have them. First of all, target 2 light beast monsters you control and 2 cards your opponent controls. Put them back in the hand. Special summon a Yummy from your hand or graveyard, but it can't attack directly this turn. Return a field spell from your face-up field or graveyard to hand. Place a Yummy field spell from your hand or, from your hand face-up on the field. So, all of these effects are good. At its, like, I think its most basic bitch effect is just bounce 2 Yummies, bounce 2 of your opponent's cards on a quick play. It is targeting, but, like, hey, remember that guy? Remember Lollipo Way, which summons 2 guys that are negated? What if you put them back in your hand, where they wouldn't be negated, and bounce 2 of your cards? Special summon any 1 Yummy monster. So, like, say your opponent does something and, like, they, like, actually get your Snatchy somehow without you being able to activate its effect. You could just be like, no, I bring him back.
You're back.
And it does a thing with your field spell, including from Grave. So, like, deck lists, I think, are correct playing only 1 copy of each field spell, because it's just like, no. Those guys are real easy to get back.
Yeah, because like you have Surprise and you have Actual Cut.
Both of them have the ability to stack themselves back, too.
Yeah.
And then Marshmallow says, I believe, that it can It's a field spell or a continuous spell trap from your graveyard or banishment, so it also recycles. Like, this is truly the deck of constant recyclitude.
Sorry, my brain has just focused in on Agroke, and I just keep trying to figure out what the hell
Yeah, I don't know what an
the
Agroke
naming
is.
scheme on this is. I'm trying to.
But they did get a continuous spell card in Dude. It's kind of bad. Let me see if I can get that scan a little bigger. But if you're curious, by the way, the name of that card is well, it'll be bigger, but it'll have our dread enemy, the sample text. But the name of this card is indeed Yum Yum Yummies. Yamu Yamu Yummies. And this actually shows the crane machines.
That sounds way too close to the song.
I mean, like the top of the main machine is just the artwork of one of the of a Cupsy way.
Yeah, and I suspect that's probably like an LCD screen that like displays it. So yeah, you can see it right here. You've got, there's a Lollipo machine. There's
it's like what's happening on the screen is what's happening where it's picked up both both of the Cupsies, but I guess it's dropping one.
Yeah.
Which is why the Snatcher is getting nervous.
You can see he's got a little claw effect. You can see all the guys in the back there, the racks and stuff. You've got your buttons. Little joystickle, and then there's the dump. Yeah, so this is just what they are supposed to represent.
I guess the idea is the cookies might be the hardest to get, which is why it always shows them struggling. Maybe
could be, yeah.
Just a shape thing or whatnot, but
I mean, they are kind of rounded. That would be the problem one.
Yeah.
It just like oh god, what's the fat bird called in the UFO catchers in Yakuza?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember what he's called, but that guy was always the bastard to pick up because he's just perfectly round. But yeah, what Yum Yum Yummies does is it is a continuous spell card. It says, first of all, each time 2 or more yummy monsters are special summoned to your field at the same time, gain 500 LP, and if you do, your opponent pays 500 LP.
Oh, you just tax them.
Yeah, so just straight up, this is like Live Twin Sunny Snitch and shit. This is just like, okay, you're paying me. You pay me 500 yen. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. First of all, you can pay 500 LP, target 2 face-up monsters in the field, including Yummy Snatchy, send both to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a Yummy Synchro from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro summon. So, not only can you use Yummy Snatchy as a level 1 tuner, this just makes anything your other level 1 card for the Synchro Summon. Fuck you. Any 2 monsters are a Synchro Summon. You have to pay 500 LP for that, obviously, but still, it's just, like, anything. And then also, if your opponent activates a card or effect except during the damage step, you can pay 100 LP. Immediately after this resolves, Link summon 1 Yummy Link monster. First of all, that does indicate to me that they probably will eventually print, like, a Link 2, at least.
Print a Link 5.
Well, remember, Snatchy says that you can't summon Link 3 or higher monsters the turn you activate its effect, so they probably won't do that, as funny as it would be. But yeah, this is another, like, Band-Aid card. Like, wasn't essential for the archetype to be playable, obviously, but with this and Marshmallow, it's like, okay, you have a really strong strategy. Now you're dinging your opponent for 5, and you're regaining the LP you're spending. You're buying 500, yen worth of plays. But also the fact that this gives you the ability to do your Link 1 summon when your opponent activates an effect. So, like, basically, the way this works is if you start with Yum Yum, you put that on the field, you special summon one of your Yummies, you activate its normal or special summon effect. Your opponent tries to, like, respond to that with, like, a Veiler. You can be like, no.
Nothing.
I will Link summon him away. He is gone now. For only 100 LP, like, again, doesn't dodge everything, like, doesn't work if your opponent is doing, like an Ash Blossom, obviously, or other forms of negation like that.
Board wipes and the like, too.
Yeah, it doesn't work on board wipes. Does kind of let you hedge your bets if they're playing, like, Max C or the Molcharmies, though. Because, like, say you, like, normal summon a Yummy, and then, you know, you activate its effect, your opponent immediately responds with Max C so that you can't make a Link 1, you can chain Yum Yum and be like, no.
It's a no for me.
And that gets you your one little guy, so you can, like, set up to do stuff on your opponent's turn. It's not like, I don't want to say it's, like, broken, but this and Marshmallow are very strong Band-Aid cards that, like, really get you some stuff going.
Yeah, like
very interesting to see these things.
The general vibe of this archetype, like I keep saying, it's a mid range, but I think I think now that we're seeing, like, the whole breadth of what we have right now, at least, like we're still gonna probably get one or two more cards, if I think. But...
not immediately, but maybe in the next set, because like I said, Doom of Dimensions just came out and it only had those two, the spell and the Marshmallow.
The set is already out with these cards. Okay.
Yeah, the set that these two cards were in already hit in the OCG. So that's, like, that for now. This is their extent of their legacy support, but it, like, leaves them room, you know, in the next couple of months to release another couple of support. Like I said, they might do, like, a Link 2, you know, a different Yummy Link monster. They probably will do Yummy Wafer Marshmallow kind of a thing. Sorry, I'm typing something off stream.
Wow.
It's a pretty good archetype, but it's just one of those things where it's like.
Yeah, it's like I'm not really sure what, like, I feel like, as we mentioned, Marshmallow Way, I feel like if that comes out, should be, like, not a finisher, but an actual, like, an outright offensive card than just the general vibe of all these mid-range abilities.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to have, like, big attack, because obviously they have multiple attack modulation effects. But, you know, there's definitely room for, like, having, like, somewhere in, like, I don't know, like, how high attack do we think a level 2 synchro can get away with? You know, probably something like at least, like, 17 or 18, which obviously if you get the modulation,
I mean, like, the
2K's range.
We've seen like 2-3 star vanillas with like pushing 2K attack. Having, like, Galaxy Serpent, like, what's Galaxy Serpent? Isn't it like pretty...
I think that's 2K defense, 2100.
There are a couple of 2K defenders that are 1-star, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and literally one of, like, I don't think it works that way, but one of the Yummy Ways has, like, 0 attack, but 2200 defense. I think it was Cookie, but it might be Cupsy. So, like, they're not afraid to go a little more extreme because, you know, it lives in the extra deck. But, like I said, give, like, a 17 or 1800, you know, level 2 synchro, and then with the 500, it's over 2K. That can run over most enemy normals. You know, it presents a bit of a blocker effect.
Yeah, like the highest level 2 vanilla is 1500. The highest level 2 synchro Mighty Striker is 1800. So we could get, like, a
17 or 18 would work, yeah.
Yeah, cause like Cookie and Lolly, like Cookie is the second strongest level 2 synchro in the game. Currently, it looks like.
Okay.
Which
so there's
granted, there aren't that many level 2 synchros to begin with. There's like 10, but range is like the high up tier range is like 1800-ish. So we could see
Yeah.
we could make a 2000 Yummy and make it require a Yummy like Link monster or something silly.
Yeah, you could probably like lock it to be like a Yummy non-tuner, and that would make it not like generically splashable, and still be probably fine. And goodness knows there's so many options you could do. And like I said, I'm trying to think like what their major interactions are. So one of the field spells is once per turn you pop on Synchro Summon. There's also, you can book 2. You can set it up to, if you have the quick play, for instance, you can set it up to like bounce a couple. You can shuffle back from graveyard with like Lollipo. You have, if you special summon Cookie off a Synchro monster, you can pop an opponent's monster. So, like, I don't think this deck needs negation, Like, it doesn't need that kind of a card. I'm just trying to think, like, what other forms of interaction they have. Well, maybe like, a card that on Synchro Summon targets a face-up card and negates it would be, like, a thing.
Maybe a quick effect pop.
Yeah, you kind of have quick effect pops with the way their, like, Synchro Summoning works, but like I mentioned before with Lollipo, it's like, it's starting a new chain. With the way their effects work, either from Snatchy or from a Synchro. So there's a lot of room you could do for very interesting interruptions, and maybe you don't even need interruptions. Maybe you just build more advantage into this, right? Like, you already have a way to, like, stack back. What if you, like, do something like choose up 3 Yummies in your graveyard or banishment, shuffle them back, draw 1, Just tighter resource loops.
I have to pull from the Malice pack.
Because I'm like, ideally it's there's the Marshmallow Way, a Link 2, like maybe if we're feeling psychotic, a 3rd field spell, because why not if we already have 2? Just be silly.
Making it a rotation could be very funny, yes. And obviously, like, this is the kind of archetype that, like, I think Konami has to be careful because obviously, like we said, Yummy is already good. It's already doing stuff. And, like, it's, like I said, literally they added 2 cards, just Marshmallow and Yum Yum, and, like, already we're starting to see OCG results from this set that just came out. So, like, they're not in need of a wide variety of cards, but it is the kind of thing where, like, in a couple of years, if they think it's cool, they can keep tossing them in there and keep it up. And obviously there is always the concern of, like, if this deck becomes dominant, you might semi-limit a couple of the names, you might limit a couple of the names. And obviously, like, if they get crazy, you might ban some names. I don't actually think, as, like, a mid-range tempo deck, I don't think there's, like, an obvious source of, like, cards to ban in this. It would be, like, you would ban some other, like, other synchro you make with this deck that's, like, really annoying. Like, if Unicorn control hand rip shit actually became, like, a valid dominant strat, you would just send Unicorn to jail kind of a thing, Unicorn. So, like, it's not a deck that's, like, got obvious points, but you could, especially because, like I said, the resource recycling in this deck is crazy. You can just, limit or semi-limit a couple of cards and kind of
my biggest
reduce their output.
With this deck is because I see this all the time in TCG versus the OCG. Because I don't know what they put in the water in Japan, but for some reason the OCG players are evil. So you'll see a deck that's perfectly fine in the OCG, transfer over to TCG, and then it just becomes the most, like, degenerate floodgate deck ever.
I mean, I do think it's a case of a large majority of results in the OCG come from essentially mom and pop stores. So, and I again, this is a conversation we have a lot of times. I think there is still obviously competitive Yu-Gi-Oh in the OCG, but I do like a large majority of, like, what people see here as tournament results are, like, 16, 20 man like mom and pop locals that are just like that like are tournaments that like we hear a tournament and we think a regional of a couple hundred people.
And Japan does have regionals and WCQ type stuff, but it's because regionals work because America and Europe are big, Japan small, tightly packed. You know.
Yeah, and I remember a handful of years back when the Celtic Guard Turbo deck like started going viral. What people didn't realize is that it topped an event. It topped a 16-man local event. It was like 20 people or something like that. Like 16, 24 people in that vague range. That's kind of the usual you see of tournaments in the OCG. And when you have regionals and things above that, you get the big gatherings.
I think even if they are smaller, and that I think that lends itself almost to more sportsmanship because they feel like smaller and more intimate. Like if you show literally, I saw several YouTubers talking about this. Basically, everybody in like the Yu-Gi-Oh content community showed up to Nats, right? To the NAWCQ, the World Championship qualifier. If you show up to that and there's like an unrestricted stun deck strategy and you can like wiggle your way into an invite, that's different because you're fighting like everybody who's everybody. If you show up to your local mom and pop hobby store where it's like kids and like salarymen on their fucking one day off and you stun lock everybody out, maybe you don't go home that night. You know?
Yeah, it's the
maybe
same
your ass
2
goes to
dozen
the
people
Shadow Realm.
who show up every week. So like everyone knows each other. Everyone's kind of just here to have fun. Like people will play their competitive decks, but they're not going to go for I'm playing 3 Maxi, I'm playing 3 Mulcharmy, I'm playing 3 Band-Aid's Emptiness. I'm like, no, I'm playing Maxi because everyone plays it, but I'm not going to like stuff my deck of 20 stun cards to have no fun at this tournament.
And I think we would probably have a different opinion of the quote-unquote TCG meta if, like, I mean, it won't because the population numbers are so different and the sizes are so spread out. But if we posted, like, local tournament results, like, from, like, weekend tournaments like we do regionals, which regionals can also be pretty small depending, but they are, like, regional-level events. That's why there were jokes that, regionals don't count as top cut wins. I say fuck it, by the way. They absolutely do. Everything counts. But, like, if we posted all of our locals equivalent, Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately, branding-wise, doesn't have something like Friday Night Magic, which I don't know if Magic actually does that anymore, but they really locked that phrase in. Okay.
They still do.
So, yeah, no, their branding for that, impeccable. But if there was an equivalent of that where we just posted, like, every week a shitload of local results, you'd probably see a looser metagame, and people would josh around a lot more. It's just that because we exist in a sphere where Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitive events in the TCG are very large and very common to net decking, and, like, it's a weird one. I don't want to say net decking is like a dirty word. I know some people like are really against like, oh, you just net deck this list.
It was for a long time, but I think it's a case of there's nothing wrong finding a core somewhere else. It's about taking a deck, playing it, and learning it. And sometimes it's easier to find a base to start at than trying to start from scratch and work from the ground up for like especially for people who don't have the time to do that like they have time to go to a locals, maybe play on an online sim with their friends for a few hours a week. They're not going to have time to sit down, like read every card 10 times and decide what are my ratios I want to play for this deck.
I also think a big difference to like net decking is internet technology has become more advanced. So I feel like net decking is easy. Like it's easier to not net deck because you can just like search an encyclopedia of cards with really well managed stuff. Whereas I remember trying to like make decks in the before times. It's like
it's true. Like
Magic.
These days there is literally like, people don't talk about it a lot, but Yu-Gi-Oh literally has like a list building and like functional app Neuron, which just like has a library of every legal card, and I'm pretty sure it has the FL list in it and all that shit. So like you can get that on your phone, So you just have the card database.
I think
So, like,
another thing
there's
is like
just a realm of
the,
like
the
building.
popularization of sites like YGO Pro Deck. It allows you to like look at several lists and basically Frankenstein your own list. Looking at
Yeah, I think even like
everyone's lists they post
the
to
Master
try to,
Duel
like,
meta
find
site,
what
which
you
I think
want.
has like a TCG wing, that even has
Yeah.
like their top results are like average ratios. They're like usually you're playing 2x of this card, 3x of this card, etc. They have like a sample deck list, but usually it's like a range of like, well, we've scraped every person playing a deck that contains these cards in Master Duel. Here's vaguely what their ratios are. You figure it out, you know. And sometimes there is wiggle room. What's up?
Over. Do you know what card they're releasing in Duel Links next?
Oh boy, what is it?
Cucumber Horse.
Wait, what card?
God, Cucumber Horse.
Cucumber Horse.
Such a dumb meme
Oh,
card.
Umbro.
Cucumber Horse.
Cucumber Horse.
No, like, so, like, I think there's something to be said there that, like, net decking no longer feels as dirty because it's not like you just steal a champion's list and go home. But also, there is, I still feel like, a little bit of a weird knowledge problem in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where, like, we still take this game that's fucking for nothing, by the way. I want to reiterate, there's no cash prizing. And while the non-cash pricing has gotten better, there were several years where it was bad. Though also, I saw the jokes. It didn't matter because everybody bought a Switch 2 anyway. But I remember when the Switch 2 price got announced, and everybody instantly made the joke, boy, I hope Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments go back to giving away Switches.
I still haven't bought a Switch 2.
I also haven't bought a Switch 2. I don't have anything I want to play on it yet.
Because, yeah, I'm just waiting for them to announce they're going to get me when they announce the next Fire Emblem game. I've accepted that. It's like... as soon as
Fire Emblem's not a guarantee for me, but I understand it, because I'm that way about 3D Marios or Zeldas. Like, they could get me. I don't know, man. I felt like I got really burned out over Three Houses, and like I did not.
Here's my hottest.
The gameplay for N-Gage I heard was really cool, but I did not super like the art style.
This is my hottest take, I think. I got so burnt out of Zelda because I don't like the last two games.
That's fair. I never finished Tears of the Kingdom. It was cool, but it was still a little too close to Breath.
I liked Breath of the Wild, had a lot of fun with it, got Tears of the Kingdom, and kind of bounced off it.
I more have a problem with like Tears of the Kingdom is not it like doesn't it tries to pretend it's not a sequel, which bothers me a lot.
The problem I have is like these are good games, these are not good Zelda games, and I've maintained that since the release of Breath of the Wild.
So and that's what I like. I really hope that like I should say that as well. If they announce a new like Switch 2 exclusive Zelda and it's like
open world,
another like if it's based on the Tears engine and the Tears map, it probably won't, because like Tears only exists because they originally had like a like pocket DLC planned, and then they were like, I think probably it would have just been either like a Sky Islands DLC or like an Underground DLC, and then they were just like, oh wait, shit, we have way too many good ideas for this. Because like I do think that Tears has a lot of good ideas. The problem is that because it started as a DLC, it really is like, why?
It has a sequel plot, but it doesn't act like a sequel.
Like, it's Breath of the Wild 1.5.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's sequelized enough, but also it's still a little too close. And like, I'm not afraid to say it. I've said it before. Fucking destructible weapons, man. Don't give me that shit. That's annoying. I gotta keep doing it.
Okay, can I do another gaming rant? This is gonna get a lot.
Sure. I've got Starham pulled up, by the way, but we're done with Yummies. I have a couple of the like non-archetype supports to talk about.
I've been playing Diablo 2 recently, or the Diablo 2 remaster, and I fucking can't stand the game. Because there's so many quality of life things that they just don't have in that game that I'm just like, this makes the game so annoying and so linear, and it's just been like, man, some people have rose-tinted glasses with video games.
At some point, I've installed them from Game Pass. I'm going to go through the Warcraft games and see how terrible they hold up.
It'll be interesting. Like that's always a big risk.
Decently, but Warcraft 2 is.
That's always a big risk with stuff. Like I'm gonna say like I've played some games. This is in my mind right now because they just announced they're making a new Katamari, everybody, and it's only $40.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. But they remastered the first 2 games. Those are good remasters because Katamari Damacy is a game franchise that still has a pretty solid concept. I think for Royal Reverie, they added a couple of new levels, like a handful of new stages, and they did add some of the quality of life stuff from like later games to like hop and quick reverse and shit. The remaster / remake of the first game was very much just the first game over again, which means that some of the levels are bullshit, but that's what I remember, and I'm like, no, this was pretty solid. So like, those are examples of like good cases. I suspect that the thing they're doing with FFT is also going to be that way, but also the Ivalice Chronicles version is they're being super smart about it, and they're like, hey, so we have the unremasterified version, which is basically just we had to rebuild this game because we lost the source code in the 90s, but this version plays exactly like it played on the PS1. And then we have the special graphically juiced with quality of life updates version if you want to play that. And both versions will have a fixed script. So that's like another really interesting case of like a lot of care was put into that. And then you've also got some cases where it's just like, man, were these games good? I don't know. But we'll see what's up with video games.
I definitely know that Warcraft 3 is going to hold up. Like Warcraft 3 is the definition of like what RTS games became. Mm-hmm. But I want to start at Warcraft 1 just to see the scuff. I want to watch the scuff of all.
I agree. Sometimes it's fun to do that. Like,
well, and I do know because I have like just
1,
like,
and it was like, oh god.
Yeah,
Fallout's another one that's so weird, where it's like I tried both. Actually, no, did I? I think I own Fallout 2 on Steam. I don't remember if I actually like ever installed it in boot. I tried Fallout 1 a couple of times.
And whatever the tactics game is, I forget what it's called now off the top of my head.
Well, there is one that is actually called Fallout Tactics.
Oh, I guess that's what it is then. I assumed it wasn't called that.
I think Brotherhood of Steel is also a little tactical. But no, I played Fallout 1 and like it has the classic problem of lots of old school CRPGs where like, and admittedly it was years ago, I could probably, if I really wanted to do a serious playthrough, like knuckle down and go through, but it did the problem of like, they give you the opening text crawl, you make a character, you get kicked out of the vault, you wander through the cave outside the vault for 5 minutes, you immediately run into a giant rad scorpion, and I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm doing yet. Like, I haven't, like, had a chance to learn any of the systems, because I bought this off Steam, so I can't even, like, read the flip through the manual while I'm playing the game full screen.
Yeah,
and I got owned by a giant rad scorpion, and I'm just like, yes.
It's one of those, like, I don't want a like handheld tutorial, but I would also like the game I would also like the game to give me any sign of what I'm doing and how to I
think there's an art to video games where like I would like the developer to get a chance to explain themselves to me, basically. Like, what is their vision for like onboarding me onto their game?
No. To me, the worst offender of if you don't have the manual, you're going to not be able to finish this game is the original Legend of Zelda.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, old school Nintendo games in general are like...
It's just like...
hard as hell.
Hey, remember when Metal Gear Solid 1 tells you to look on the back of the CD box for your for the radio code?
Oh my god, they're not hard games. That's I hate that misconception that people think these games are hard. They're not hard, they're obtuse. Like,
it's true, but
games.
like,
I love difficult games, but if you're just like not explaining anything and just like figure it out, it's not hard.
Oh god, that reminds.
Obtuse.
I mean,
there is a lot of obtuseness. Some of them are actually hard though. I've played a lot of old school Mega Man.
Zelda 2 is hard.
I think about Megami Tensei games where it's like most of the it's because some of all the mechanics are just explained in the manual. That's only in Japanese.
Yeah, that's another one that's just like, no, I bet the old Maga 10 games are like that, because it's just like, do you have a manual? No? Well, you're going to have to guess. When I was talking, though, Dallas, about old school games that are just difficult, I have played a shitload of retro Mega Man games. I have not beaten a lot of classic Mega Man games, because those last couple levels are usually very demanding.
platformers are my like a kryptonite. Have I ever told you the most embarrassing gaming facts about me of the game I could never beat, even like 2 years ago?
Probably not.
Super Mario 64. It's too hard. Can't beat it.
I'm gonna be honest, Dallas. I have beaten Super Mario 64. I have gotten every single star in that game. I will never do that again in my life. Fuck you. The game is hard.
I can beat Dark Souls 1 like half blindfolded. I can beat Dark Souls 2 with no problems. You put me in a 3D platformer, I just die.
So you just have like, is it a depth perception thing or what?
Yes. No, it's 100% judging depth perception.
Yeah.
It's also why I'm kind of bad at FPS games.
That is just, people are built different, so they have different feels. Yeah.
Some just have really bad depth perception.
The hardest moment in Dark Souls 2 is, well, it doesn't help that the controls are awful, but you have to jump across this like very tiny platform section, and that literally killed me more than any boss in the entire game.
I think that's true for a lot of people because it infamously, the actual Dark Souls Soulsborne games were very bad at platforming. Which is funny that they finally decided to like commit to that being good, and like platforming in Elden Ring is pretty good, and like Night Rain is like you have crazy mobility in Night Rain.
I can tell you which game they fixed it in. They perfected it in Sekiro.
Yeah, it makes sense because Sekiro is like way more of a stealth game.
Because you also because it's less platforming because it's like you actually can like.
I mean, just in general,
you have grapple points, and you also can like keep up ledges, and like it's way more like
they focused on traversal for Sekiro. Yes, like they opened up a lot of traversal options, but that also means that like you have
there's very little times you will
ability.
actually die from falling in Sekiro because like you also like can't fall off ledges unless you like jump off a ledge.
But this is to actually wind out the failed betrayal part. Also, yes, Ark, I acknowledge. I forgot to say I was going to get your comment. I agree. I get that the Master Sword doesn't break, but that was another thing that was just like that's so.
Yeah, like it runs out of durability and you just can't use it for like 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, well, so originally I do believe when Breath of the Wild launched, it teleports back to the fucking Lost Wood.
Oh
and
my
you have to
God.
yoink it back. You have to fast travel there and yoink it back.
Look, Omega, Fia's just feeling eepy.
I know
It's
she's
fine.
very eepy. She worked very hard. Those fucking Guardian laser beams are no joke because they actually showed the flashback. Fee got her ass like fucking melted. But it's still the Master Sword. It's supposed to be super rad, especially if you make me go through the hoops to like fully power that shit up. Like that's the thing is like. I don't know. I admit that I want video game developers to be like open to trying new things. Literally, there was a round of interviews with like Hideo Kojima where he said that he thinks that like too many AAA developers are just making games that are so slow and safe, and it's like if you want to see something like really interesting, you got to turn to indies.
What the other thing you can do is?
What?
It's the easiest fix in the world because I say this with literally everything. Just make it optional. Just have an option to turn it off. It's okay that certain people don't like aspects of your game. It's fine.
Yeah, Nintendo, I feel like is the Nintendo feels like they're the last developer in the block who's just like, no, you're gonna play our games the way we designed them, or we're gonna send a brick to your house. We're gonna pipe bomb.
All I know is that like the latest Donkey Kong game like lets you try a lot of crazy shit, and like you can just like break everything.
Oh, that's the thing. Like
game.
Nintendo is super creative. Like I don't really have much nostalgia for Donkey Kong games, but I've heard that Bonanza is like super good. It's just one of those things that like Dallas is correct.
When I get Switch 2 probably by the end of the year, I'm probably getting it with it. So yeah.
No, it's
It's
good to get a but it's like
I don't want to. It's not even just AAA developers. It's
no. There's lots of games that are like that.
I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean and call it names, so I won't. But there are certain developers who say things like, I want everyone to play this aspect of this game is important. You making a game inaccessible to people will make less people play it no matter what you do. So there's no point in making something it's the same reason I don't get why people get mad about difficulty sliders. Like making supposed difficult games easier. It's like, if it's a setting, why does it matter?
Yeah, hey, guess what became free on PS Plus today, and I downloaded it because they added a difficulty option. It's Lies of P. Like, and I've heard actually that like it's not like the easier mode they added when they added the DLC, which is free, that free update. It's not like baby mode. The way I heard it described is that the easier setting gives you like enough wiggle room. It's forgiving enough that like, for instance, somebody who is pretty good at the game can like play it and like talk to stream chat normally, like streamer mode. And it's very true, by the way, that streaming games often splits your attention and really fucks your shit up. I know it does happen to me sometimes. God knows yesterday when playing Master Duel, I like started a sentence like 3 times and had to stop myself because I'm playing a fucking game of Yu-Gi-Oh with a clock and I'm like, hold on. All right, we're done now. I can actually finish my thought. But like, to me, that's interesting. Like, it's like, well, that's better that that's not a baby mode, but also like hearing it pitched is like, no. This lets you like, gives you enough forgiving room to split your attention a little bit. And I'm like, okay, we'll try it. It's free. We'll try it. I was already thinking about, seeing if it went on sale sometime. It's free. We'll try it out. I'm certainly not going to play fucking DayZ in the year 2025. PlayStation Plus. But yeah, no, like the Master Sword thing is just like, I guess to finish that thought, I think that video game developers should not be afraid to break formulas and try new things and have new ideas. But also, like, if you're doing a franchise that's got like elements that are recurring, you gotta stick to some stuff for the classic fans. And like, I think that is it. When you've got the Master Sword, it is supposed to be hands down the best thing in the game. It is the Sword of Evil's Bane. It is like, it's always so special to get it. And like the scenes for unlocking it in Breath of the Wild is like that's really cool, where you need the X amount of hearts or you fucking die. But like, once you get it, it should have been done. And it's like, I mean, like, and I think the way that like stuff happens with like the fusing things in like tiers, like you could have made it so that like other stuff is like technically better for limited uses for like elemental things. Sorry, saying that really scratched my throat for some reason. Hold on, let me drink my water. But like, no, like the Master Sword is supposed to be like a vibe, and goodness knows I've played enough games to like go that far of like unlocking the Master Sword, and then often these days like improving the Master Sword. Or like, hell, Skyward Sword is like, it's not even the Master Sword yet. To make it the Master Sword, you got to go through like a 3-step process, like there's just a whole lot of vibes to it that I feel like we missed a chance for. Anyway, this is the Starham. The is in all caps in the OCG text, and it's written as Za Starhamu.
Yeah, so I was looking at this, looking at this card on Wikipedia taught me that apparently in Rush Duels, there's an archetype in Rush Duel that's just called the.
Yes.
The is like the archetype name is the, and it's a series of dragon monsters.
Zaberia, Zablok, Zadragius. Yeah, okay, that's funny. Obviously, I think this is supposed to be a reference to the fusion card Master of Ham,
which in itself is a reference to Master of Oz, which is like,
yeah.
we're on levels of referencing a reference.
And he's not really related, though you could probably play him because he is a fusion of 2 beast-type monsters, Master of Ham. But for comparison, I'll throw him up on the screen as well. Let's see if that's framed. It's a little off. Let's scooch over a little bit. But, like, Master of Ham is, like, he's a cool guy. He is you would not play him in this deck. Oh, okay, so Ham is in all caps in the original. That is very funny.
Hamu Star.
Yeah, so he's Master of Uhamu. Master of Ham is 2 beast monsters, but it's a flip. Yeah.
Like Master of Ham's stats are half of Master of Oz, and it's like I believe Master of Ham is like they were like, this is a reference to James Crocodile Cook, and I'm like, I don't think so. Like I think you're reaching on that. Like it's like, oh, his outfit looks like it, and I'm like, does it? It doesn't though. Not like it doesn't at all look like what Cook wears.
Yeah, no.
Like he's wearing a jacket and scarf. Like, yeah, I guess Crocodile Cook wears a jacket. okay,
he does have a
they
weird
both wear
eye
jackets,
scar
I
as
guess.
well, but I don't think
Yeah.
other than that this really
Yeah.
like
However, he is missing the most important part, which is the cowboy
The crocodile
hat.
on his back.
Oh, that too.
But no, Master of Ham is a like flip support card. So it's not related at all. But the Star Ham is a card that is like obviously like designed to go with this archetype because the Star Ham is a level 3 Light Beast Synchro, 1000 attack, 1200 defense, 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So you can make it by just making one of the synchro tuners and then add one. Yummy. If this card is synchro summoned, you can discard a card special monster from your graveyard that was used as material for this card's synchro summon, and if you do, it's treated as a tuner. So if you can make a 3, you can make a 4, basically. And then if this card's in your graveyard, you can discard 2 cards, special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can use each effect once per turn. So this is another one that's just like gives you another way to make 4s in this deck. Any synchro tuner
so
plus another guy in
extra-
hand basically summons him. You discard a card, you summon him back.
Extra material pumping. And just
He
extra
is
advantage
also
control.
because he is a level 4 or lower light beast, this guy makes Snatchy. So like that means that you can do the discard 2 trick to special summon him back to have materials for Snatchy, shit like that. So just another good one to just tuck into your extra deck. Lets you graveyard fix stuff, with a lot of discards, which this deck doesn't hate. And then the other weird one, and this is a very funny card because this was in Duelist Advance. This was a core set card. So the card we're going to talk about, which is Uka no Mitsume no Onari, that hit before the Yummies got released. Oh, and I think there's another one. There it is. There's another like main deck one that might be as well. Let me see if I can find that one. There's like another Uka no Mitsune, but this is the one that is, like I said, already out, and it's a bunch of weird little, fox spirits and masks.
Oh, I do like that though. That does look nice.
Yeah. So this is a Light Beast Link 2 with 1500 attack. It says 2 light monsters, including a beast monster, and it has a down arrow and a side arrow. Your opponent can't target cards in field zones with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card's link summoned, target a quick play in your graveyard, set it. If this card's destroyed, for each card in a field zone, apply one of these effects, if both apply them in sequence. Destroy one card your opponent controls, inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. So just, again, obviously this is also a card that helps out with all that Ancient Fairy Dragon stuff, because it's also about field spells, but it works very well with Yummy as well. Just, you link up to it, it protects your field spell zones, and then also you can just, if link summoned, add back your quick play spell, set it on the field, which is good. And if it gets destroyed, you get another pop and also can inflict 1500 damage, which is, like, useful.
Yeah, this card seems nuts.
I mean, it has to be destroyed for that effect, but just... and there's
Yeah,
not,
but you
like...
can blow up your own stuff so much.
I mean, you can... Yummy doesn't necessarily do that right away, but there are a lot of ways to set it up, yeah. Okay, there was also a main deck here that worked. This was, like, the other one is clearly, like, a... there's basically a main deck version of this card. This is, which I guess means we can say that this is a series. This is Uka no Mitsune no Tamayura.
Oh.
So, this card's name is basically a, the original one is a pun on, the name of a goddess who's associated with, this one is, yeah, Onari Onari is similar to Inari.
Inari?
Yes. And It's named after Ukono Mitama, which is a goddess. And then let me see what Tamayota is referencing what.
Tamayota, I don't know off the top of my head. Shit.
I don't know Japanese
Oh,
mythology.
Tamayota means just like fleeting moment, which is a very Japanese thing to think about. Yeah, so Tamayota is a level 3 Light Beast tuner with 1500 attack and 300 defense, which says if you control a level 4 or lower Light Beast plant or fairy, which is the ancient fairy dragon stuff, you can special summon this card from your hand. A monster that was synchro summoned using this card gains the following effects. It gains 500 defense. Your opponent can't target this defense position card with effects. So, like, the main deck version is clearly for ancient fairy dragon stuff and probably does not go super well into Yummy if you're not running it that way, but they did release, like I said, a couple of these Ukano Mitsune cards. The Link 2, absolutely. Until they give Yummy an in-archetype Link 2, Onari is, like, a really good card to play as well. And it still has the one arrow facing down. But yeah, that's Yummy. Like I said, very, very good-looking deck. Very cool, very neat, very fun stuff. And that means that next week we'll be talking about Draco Tail. I can get my Dragon Tales joke out. See how many people in chat remember Dragon Tales. And that one will be interesting because, like... Thank you, Dallas. He got it. That was it. That's the whole reference.
I think we just harmonized.
There was a little bit of harmonizing, at least in the Discord call. But yeah, we'll hit that one up next week. We'll keep you apprised of any other weird shit going on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wise, you know. And the third in that set will obviously be K9, which, like I said, is probably the strongest deck in this. I think I preferred Between the Lions too, but they were both pretty good. If they ever do a Library Lion archetype, which this is Yu-Gi-Oh!, that could happen. It would probably be a Pendulum archetype. Because you have the pairs.
No,
sorry, I'm giving Konami free ideas.
Then it won't happen, because Konami doesn't print Pendulum archetypes.
No. Konami does print Pendulum archetypes. They just have to be xenophobic. They have to force you to play the archetype.
Right.
Yeah, as I think it was in the... By the way, check, again, Master Duel Master Chef doing some crazy stuff. They had some very funny episodes. The most recent one, the special guest judge was Duel Logs. His prompt was just Crazy Box. That's it. Video end. So you should absolutely watch that because all three of the boys did something completely different. It's great. But the one before that was from JJPM, and it was
I would say that
Pendulum Summon Zark Light Ray, the Synchro Zark or Synchro Universe Zark.
Which is
very
actually
cool.
kind of hard to do outside of a Zark deck.
That one, I mean, I'll dob him out. Farfa didn't even try. He literally just played Blue Eyes and stopped. Stopped at the prompt. That's okay. Dyer had a fucking clip to kill them every single time. They were just like, what if I didn't do the prompt? But that video is also really interesting because in that video, I think is where DZF and MBT talk about basically like the way Pendulum archetypes are these days is either Pendulum cards basically go in the slop deck, even though Pendulum slop is not really good, or they go in like a Pendulum like skeleton deck that is just a archetype deck that doesn't let you do any other like generic Pendulum stuff. Like it's either, well, obviously this goes in like Pen Magician stuff, or
it's the thing of like I feel like Konami is kind of afraid of letting Pen work outside of its own, I guess, carcass.
Well, no, I have a conspiracy theory. I don't even think it's that conspiracy.
You're about to say, you may be about to say something that's not even that conspiratorial, yeah.
Konami doesn't want Pendulums to be good because they don't like it anymore. They're done playing with their toy and they wish they didn't make it.
Yeah, I mean, usually most sets, it's like Pen is the least amount of cards usually anything. There's usually more like actual extra deck cards than there are a Pen. Well, yeah.
How I'll phrase it is, I don't know if it's like Konami is like done with their toys. I do think that like as much as people bitch and moan about links, I do think that pendulums are like the least popular like card super type in the game. They are like,
which is insane because
you show a person a pendulum card, that will make them on average the most mad. Which again, as I think you just said, Dallas, is crazy because like they aren't even the most problematic cards.
Yeah, like I think Yu-Gi-Oh players, or at least Yu-Gi-Oh players back when Pendulum was popular, just had a really weird attitude of trying new things. And I think that's unfortunately it's gone away just in time for Konami to be the safest they've ever been.
Yeah, I mean, like we played with MR3. Like there were clearly, I feel like, some missteps in just the general saturation of the way pendulums worked, and like how the pendulum mechanic worked combined with the cards that were released for pendulum. There was just some like annoying ass shit you could do instantly, like, oh, what's that? You're playing a pendulum deck, I'm playing a pendulum deck. Wavering eyes, kind of shit. Like,
okay, counterpoint though. Counterpoint. The same thing happened with Lakes. Didn't the Nightmare series come out like pretty early?
Oh no, it did, and like that's the thing, right? That like Konami, obviously with MR5 or the new Master Rule, they didn't technically call it a 5. They did move it, and I don't know that the Link formats were super popular. I do kind of feel like, though, people were much more forgiving of the presence of Link monsters after the Master Rule change. It's a weird one, and like I said, someday Konami will get over it. I mean, what Arc V was 10 years ago?
Oh,
I say give it. Well, it started. It ran for a while. I'm pretty sure that was 2014 or 2015. So pendulums are like 10 years old. Give it another 5 years. All the complainers will have forgotten, and they'll be cool again. It happens with every chat. Again, not to derail entirely, because I know Dallas will also have strong feelings on this, but like, guys, we rehabilitated the Star Wars prequels. People think unironically they're good now. That's not true. They're not unironically good. They're very ironically good and always have been. But like people are like,
I know that I just know that episode 1 and 3 have good scenes in them. I don't think overall they are not great movies.
No. Okay.
2 is bad.
Correct that.
2.
Great. Attack of the Clones is one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I will die on that.
I mean, I won't say necessarily that 2 doesn't have good scenes. There's, I think, 1 or 2 scenes that are undeniably very Star Wars. Fucking Obi-Wan chasing Jango Fett through the planetary ring with the iconic seismic boom sound effect. That's really cool. That's very Star Wars. That's literally one scene in that movie that I think is like 2 hours. The Clone Troopers and Geonosis are cool, I guess. That's probably something.
I would honestly rather sit through the live-action Ewok movie than Episode 2.
I mean, that at least is novel.
Mostly because I think the live-action Ewok movie is like 45 minutes. But,
that's also true. I mean, Dallas, I'll ask you this: would you sit through the entire holiday special rather than watch Attack of the Clones?
How long is that? Special?
I think it is only like 30
90 minutes, I think.
Is it 90 minutes? God,
probably.
Oh my God.
It's
no,
a while.
definitely not.
I've watched it. It's long.
If it's 90 minutes, then those are
Whipster.
two both awful options.
It is 97 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
We'd watch
it. Okay.
I mean, here's the thing: Attack of the Clones goes by very fast if you do the preferred watching, which is every time you see a scene start with Anakin and Padme, you hit skip.
Here's the question:
just skip the bad romance.
Can I mute what I'm watching? Because if I can mute, then Attack of the Clones. If I can't mute, then I think I have to go with the holiday special. Because, in particular, the dialogue of Attack of the Clones, and it's not just Anakin and Padme, it's all of the dialogue.
No. It's all. It's been straight up. Like George Lucas is not a director for actors. He is not good at directing actors. He's really good at having like cinematic vision. I think he can do some very interesting things with like
He's great as a
blocking and stuff.
collaborative director.
Yeah, I mean, and I believe he was the primary director on A New Hope. Like, so like he has the sauce. The thing is that he needs other people to like work on scripts with him because he's not really good at writing dialogue or getting actors to like change the dialogue. That's why a lot of stuff in the original trilogy is pretty good, is because, strong personalities like Carrie Fisher and especially Harrison Ford are just like, Harrison Ford was absolutely just like, fuck it, we ball, I'm ad-libbing. George, I don't like this dialogue, I'm changing it. And George Lucas would probably just go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no.
Whatever, man.
George Lucas is... He's so conflicting for me, because it's like...
I mean,
he's not a director I hate. Like,
no.
He's not a director I hate, because he made a bunch of movies I like. Oh god, this will get me stalked by Twitter. Weird. Oh wait, maybe not. I don't know. But I hate Zack Snyder as a director. As a person, he seems chill, but I literally don't like a single movie he's made.
That's fair. I think there are some people who just don't. I don't know if I could tell you exactly what his style is, but I know he has a directorial. He has an artistic thumbprint, Chad. You can tell.
His artistic style is people who like Fight Club way too much, the aesthetic.
I think you're not wrong. If I'm remembering the handful of Zack Snyder movies I've seen and Fight Club correctly in my head, I think you're not wrong. Because Fight Club, Fight Club the movie has a very particular like style to how it's shot
people who
and
took
and
all
presented.
the wrong lessons from the Fight Club movie as an aesthetic, which is weird because I think he's like, I view Zack Snyder as the opposite of Roman Polanski in a way, in that like everything I've seen of him as a person, as a human being, he seems absolutely lovely and like seems like a great person. I can't stand a single.
I know him
one
and
of
James
his
Gunn are
movies.
like close friends, so like that's
Like it's the same thing as like Roman Polanski, excellent director, amazing director. If I ever met him, I'd kill him with a hammer.
He's a terrible person. Is like fled to avoid legitimate accusations of serious crime. Like,
Oh my.
like not a good guy.
it's-
If you've ever looked him up,
it's
he's not great.
Bad. And
He's a bad man.
court.
Yeah, like I said,
But, yeah,
fled
anyway.
to avoid prosecution. But yeah, no, it's like, so like I said, the nostalgia wheel does turn. Like it happened with the Star Wars prequels. I mean, it wasn't helped by the fact that like obviously a lot of people who watched the prequels watched them when they were very young and grew up. Like I was like, what would have been like 6 or 7 maybe when Phantom Menace came out. So like I was kind of in the right strike zone, but I was a little on the older edge.
I saw Attack of the Clones in I saw that movie pre-screening.
Oh, nice.
I was. Oh no, it wasn't Attack of the Clones. I saw pre-screening. It was Revenge of the Sith. I saw.
Good one. A good one to pick. No,
That is probably my favorite of the prequels to just like watch in the background, in a similar way to
So
Batman and Robin.
there's
like,
everybody
this
take a
isn't
drink.
good movie, but
There's a
God,
very
it's like-
excellent OSP video about this. Revenge of the Sith has the
I heard
bones
I heard
of a
the
good
novel's
movie
really
in it.
good.
The novelization is
novel's really
fucking
good.
phenomenal. Yes. If you get a chance,
Like,
you should
Abu
read
literally
it.
called it one of the best. Abu literally
'cause-
said it was like one of the best sci-fi novels he's ever read, and it's like
Ooh,
what?
Can I piss
Matt
off more
Stover,
people
who
than-
wrote it, he basically he took George Lucas's original script treatment and novelized it.
I view the Revenge of the Sith the same way I do The Dark Knight, in that it's a not great movie saved by acting performances.
That makes me think of like
you
the
do
latest
have
James
Ian
Gunn movie
McDiarmid
where I heard
doing
it's
some
like,
killer
it's
moves.
Like the actual performances
And
are
just
like
Emperor
they really
Palpatine
good.
in that movie is just.
I mean, he's
Just
selling it really
chef's
hard,
kiss.
and like Ewan McGregor's doing
The
okay.
man
And
is, like,
honestly,
the man's
I'm
drinking the scenery like.
I'm glad we've turned, like, one thing I will say I'm glad about the prequel rehabilitation, I'm glad we've decided to be less mean to Hayden Christensen. Like, he's okay, it's just
He's not that
George
bad.
Lucas wasn't giving him any notes, you know? Like,
Yeah,
he's
he
not a
lied
terrible
there.
actor.
it's like 'cause it's just like this is how you can tell.
God knows, Natalie Portman's a great
in-
actress.
In Attack of the Clones, no one sounded good. Even Ewan McGregor sounds awful in that movie. And I know
Yeah.
he's a good.
Well, and
actor. Freaking-
here's I think most people know this, but in case you don't, here's Revenge of the Sith's secret. Lucas got a ghostwriter. Like, he outlined that story, he got a different person to like write and finalize the script and dialogue. So like it's not all him. He started doing collabs, but like I've seen I think I've seen every one of the like since I've been alive Star Wars movies. I've seen all of the 3 prequels and all 3 of the sequels in theaters. I think actually the only Star Wars movie I didn't see in theaters was Solo. Which is a terrible shame, because Solo was actually, like, okay. It has the problem that a lot of movies have, where they're trying to answer, like, every single thing about Han's backstory, which is stupid to do that in one movie. But, like, if you're gonna do it, the scenes are okay.
My take on the prequels is having only watched, like, my first Star Wars movie was Revenge of the Sith, to give that context.
That's fair.
I guess kind of started episode 3 and had no idea what was going on. But having when the prequels, like when the new trilogy was announced, my dad and I like kind of went through the movies. I really enjoyed Phantom Menace. I don't know why. I think
it has
that
really good parts
of the
to
prequel,
it.
that one had the most like enjoyment out of. I understand. I get some people are like, oh, the midichlorians and shit. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I
mean,
like,
yeah,
it's fine.
especially
Like,
if you didn't start being super into it, the lore I mean, I don't. Who cares about the fucking lore stuff anyway? I say this as a huge Star Wars nerd. Like, don't try. George Lucas was not thinking that seriously about it either.
Listen,
But what I'm gonna say was like aesthetically,
okay.
Phantom Menace has some really high there's some very cool stuff. Darth Maul with the double saber. The space battles are really good. The droid army is like really tight. We make jokes about now this is pod racing. The actual pod race shit, pretty cool.
Yeah, no, the pod race scene rocks. Everyone jokes about the child actor's line, but the scene itself is fun. And
people are too harsh. Like, I do think there are some things that do drag. Like, Jar Jar is not a great character, no matter what you do with it. It's like
I think it's just because it's like there was a plan that they just never acted on.
It's got a vibe.
Jar.
I don't think that was ever a
Because
plan.
like I think that was an idea that they scrapped by movie 2.
I don't think that was ever George.
I don't buy that.
I think George Lucas's idea as a longtime fan of Star Wars. George Lucas never would have thought of that, other than maybe as a dumb joke.
Like, I love George Lucas.
George Lucas absolutely played. Jar Jar Binks is a comic relief character. He is a literal jester.
Yeah.
He is there to add levity. The problem is that, like,
I don't think he was intentionally being as racist as it ended up being.
there's a little bit of unintentional racism
George
in Phantom
Lucas's
Menace.
person.
I think it's just because George Lucas is old school.
A little bit. I
Like,
think
there's
a lot, and I don't think it's George Lucas's fault. But like the Nemoidians, the Watto.
And like I said, I don't really think George Lucas is intentionally saying anything with that. I think he's basing those guys on like old school sci-fi serial stock characters, which were probably racist when he was a kid. I bet.
Yeah, because those are from like the 40s. It's like the 40s.
Yeah.
And shit.
The 30s and 40s. Yeah, no, like that's like probably not his fault. It's they're not great, but like it's also like I said, Jar Jar is supposed to be a comic relief gesture character, and it's like he's not necessary. And I think that mostly just because the shit Jar Jar says is usually I think he actually has a couple of lines that are funny, but most of them are not as funny as like C-3PO. C-3PO and R2-D2 are like an amazing comedy get, but
I will say I don't legitimately believe in the Jar Jar theory, but I read it and like hear things about it, I'm like
oh no,
people are able to make it make sense, and I just like that about silly silly movie theories.
Honestly,
sometimes.
like I'm kind of glad they didn't do it, but also I want to say it would have been so fucking funny if Andor like had Jar Jar as like a one-time cameo, because like Jar Jar did kind of fuck some shit up. He arranged for Big E to get in power, for Big Papa Palpatine. Like, I think they even said in some of the new canon novels that he like after being retired from being a senator, he becomes like a fucking street clown, basically.
He is a street clown. That's forgotten, and basically only kids laugh at him, and everyone else just like spits at him. Just like spits where he wants.
I just had this thought of like Jar Jar Binks with the Empire Farms, just sitting in his apartment, just like holding a blaster like, it's all my fault. It's all my fault.
I mean, Dallas, that would not be out of tone with Andor. It's just like they compressed everything in the.
That's very true.
They originally planned for 5 seasons. They compressed everything in the second season. Andor's really great. I need to once again double check to see if I can figure out a way to Discord stream that show to some people in the Discord and do some watch-alongs because I fucking love Andor. It's so good.
I have a question. What's Andor?
So, did you ever see Rogue One?
No.
Okay, you should probably watch Rogue One. It's pretty good for the sequel movies. But there was a character in it, Cassian Andor. They announced they were doing a TV show that would be his backstory. Well, a lot of people were like, why is this? This guy dies in this movie. Spoilers, everybody dies in Rogue One. It's a prequel about stealing the Death Star plans. You knew this. Everybody was going to die. You didn't see any of those guys in the new movies. But they're like, this guy who's clearly doomed from the start, why do we need to see his backstory? They got, what's his face? Tony Gilroy? To write and direct it. So he did all the good Bourne movies. Screen wrote Identity, Supremacy, Ultimatum. He worked on a few old school movies as well that are popular. He consulted on some episodes for House of Cards. The movie he did, Michael Clayton, apparently has a lot of awards. But so he did some rewrites and stuff for the Rogue One movie and got tapped to do the TV show. So Andor is a 2-season TV show that is about the character Cassian Andor, but it's also just actually about the 5 years leading up to episode 4, the 5 years before the Battle of Yavin.
The best genre, I should say.
That sounds fun, actually.
Yeah.
It's about basically it's not about the rise of the Empire so much because the Empire's already in power. It's about how do we form the rebellion? How do we start from small scale stealing government shit and throwing pipe bombs to oh man, it's so
it's
good.
trying to find a way to topple the Empire as opposed to it's the
and I also want to say the second season literally
Basically,
came out earlier this year.
I mean,
they don't
it's
really
a show
pull
that,
their punches.
I think
The show is unapologetically hey, this is what fascism looks like, guys. All this stuff, fascism. It's bad.
It's listen. It took the blood, sweat, and tears of legitimately.
Andor's so cool, man. Like I said, I gotta do some watch parties, figure out if I can stream this movie. It's so good.
The last episode of season 1 is one of my favorite episodes of TV.
Okay.
It's that's the thing, right? They skimped a little on some of the awards, but I genuinely think that Andor is one of.
I've been very mixed on a lot of the Star Wars shows.
It's probably for sure the best Disney Plus Star Wars TV series they've done since Disney acquired it. It is also probably just genuinely
better than the Mandalorian.
Yes, no, I would say overall yes, because the Mando kind of
seasons out of context. I can make arguments I don't know. Season 2 of the Mandalorian is very good.
It's true, but the third season kind of tapers.
Yeah. No,
there was a third season?
Yes.
Yes, there is a third season.
It's all right. It's very
that Dallas is correct. It's all right. It's all right. It's not as also unfortunately to understand where Mando is at the start of Mandalorian season 3, you have to watch his crossover episodes in the Book of Boba Fett, which was very stupid, very bad.
That is maybe the worst.
How do you do a season 3 of Mandalorian? Isn't season 2
It really should have been.
I mean, it should, yeah, no, but season 3 is he has to get his Mando juice back, to do some stuff, but also it's I got to get my little guy back.
Look, it's very...
Isn't the point of season 2 is letting go? Why does he? Okay.
No, guess what? That's why season 3 is very mid, Vesper. The meta context for season 3 is shit. People really like this series. We have to get Mando back with his little guy for the audience.
God damn it.
Season 3 of
They're doing a
Mandalorian is
movie.
basically-
They're doing a movie too called The Mandalorian
It's-
and Grogu at some point.
I maintain season 3 of it's basically like season 5 of Lost. Whenever they had to go back to the island.
Yeah,
Shit,
that's what
we need
like
more
there's cool ideas in Mando season 3, but it's like it's a weird
What
one.
do you mean, Dallas? They never left the island. They died.
Exactly.
Yeah. But no, like the 2 seasons of Andor are like, especially season 2 is literally all killer, no filler. Every 3 episodes they do a year time skip because they compressed like 4 seasons worth of scripts into 1 season. And like you think it's going to be a little breakneck, but it's all like really good. And like I said, it is very unapologetically about fighting fascism, and like the Imperials are not good people, but also can be incredibly dumb. Like it's so.
Yes, no, I really do like how it took.
I could compare them to someone, but I won't because we're on the streaming. You know,
I'm just gonna say this.
They're
Like, most people, like, fascism is a system of power, which is entirely about a bunch of literally very loud, dumb people trying to consolidate power and then fighting between themselves once they learn there's no more power to take.
Even if there are smart, like this is the overall statement I think it's going for, and this is just my personal view. Even if there are smart people who lean towards fascism as a method of control, i.e. the Emperor, the fascism is an ideology for the weak, for the weak-minded. The followers
There's
are always
in the first season of Andor, there is a literal character who writes a literal manifesto that is quoted multiple times in the show. I love that boy. But he literally says stuff like, the problem with authoritarianism is that it's brittle. The problem with the Empire's control is that it's unnatural. See all the effort they have to go to stop us. And I'm like, the show is really good, and Disney really let them off the hook. Like, I think their literal only note was in the first season, a character goes on a rant that ends with fight the Empire. The original version of the script was fuck the Empire, and Disney was like, can we not say that one? Can we not do that?
I actually agree with that change. Personally, because I don't
it
know.
fits the tone of the scene better. It's better in play.
It's a very serious scene, and ending with "fuck the Empire" would have been extremely silly.
Fuck the Empire sounds awesome, though.
I mean, it's not bad. But also, that's the other thing about the show, by the way. They cuss in Andor. I think Andor was the first time somebody said the word shit in Star Wars. Like, it's a show that's very good for Star Wars and also very good separately of Star Wars. I made several tweets about Andor. I was just like, Mon Mothma has the patience of a saint, man. I think I said that canonically I think she hasn't killed anybody, and I'm just like, if I was Mon Mothma, I would be calling up my rebel buddies to order hits on my coworker and on her useless ass piece of shit husband. Fuck that guy.
Is Mon Mothma
the redheaded rebel
terrible
leader,
captain?
Yeah.
Is she the terrible captain in episodes in the
No. Mon Mothma is the Okay, so she's in the original Star Wars movie for about 10 seconds.
Mon Mothma is the
she's
person
the leader
in
of the
episode
rebellion.
6 who gives the briefing. She says, the line about many
she's
Bothans
also in
died.
episode 4.
No, she's not.
Literally is in I thought she was in episode 4 for literally 2 seconds.
No, she is not in episode 4 at all.
That could just be in the special edition.
They might have brushed her back in, but the original actress is only in episode 6. She is in scenes in episode 3, but they were cut. So canonically, Mon Mothma is a senator from a planet who was friends with Padme, and so she is in some scenes where they start to build up the rebellion, so they cut her. But they put her in Rogue One. They found an actress who looked like a young version of the actress who played her in the 80s, and they put her in Rogue One. And they got that actress to be in Andor, and she fucking kills it. I love her.
No, she's great.
No, everybody's acting their minds out. They got a Skarsgård in Andor. He's great.
Skarsgård?
It's the funny Thor Skarsgård, yes. No, he's Lucian. He's a killer character. What do I sacrifice? I've made my mind a sunless space. It's so good. Like I said, I'll figure out if I can stream Disney Plus to Discord, and I'll do some watch parties, as I fucking love Andor. Anyway, not to again derail the show with how good Andor is. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about, or not tomorrow, next week we're gonna talk about Draco Tale. Week after that, we'll do K9. I do have the poll running if you want to check it out. I think Ancient Warriors is doing pretty good right now. Finally, it's another best of the worst, so people finally decided they want to hear me try and say Chinese names. Tomorrow, we will be back with Final Fantasy XIV. Tomorrow will be Final Fantasy XIV. It is a new patch. I do believe we're going to try and do the new MSQ content first, knowing us.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be catching up with that. I will actually wrap up the stream here because we jawed about Star Wars for like an extra 20 minutes. Thanks everybody for tuning in and for putting up with that.
We futzed.
I mean, here's the thing. Yummy's really short. There's literally 4 main deck names and also 4 extra deck names. They have like we said, like 2 field spells and then a couple of spell traps, and that's it. Like the archetype's very low to the ground, and it's good. So like there wasn't a lot to yap about.
Very deep yet. I for one hope it gets to be a deep archetype because.
Yeah, that's I feel like a lost art with Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes is
really
going
love
deep.
When archetypes get silly, like when silly archetypes become popular.
Yummy will be popular.
That is always my favorite thing.
But yeah, like that I feel like is an art that's like less common these days, especially with deck build pack archetypes. Like Konami like gives you a couple waves of support and goes home. You don't get archetypes that are built quite like Ice Barrier anymore, where like you literally have dozens of names that can work. And I said Ice Barrier not just because we talked about it earlier, but also because it is a non-anime archetype that just has a shitload of cards. Like Konami comes up with interesting things, but they don't.
Archetypes end in that value. It's interesting how like to have like one quick aside on dual terminal. Even the archetypes that show up in the anime, only one of them got more like anime support, which was Gym Knights. Like Double X Saber and Constellar were there, and like they did their big gimmick. Like the Constellar player did the Ptolemaeus shenanigans. The Double X Saber guy hand looped, like he does the Gotham's hand loop, but they don't really get much screen time after that. It's only the Gem Knight player who kind of like, no, we're gonna keep making you go, and like you're gonna keep staying a character for a little longer.
Well, so they did announce they're doing what they're calling Terminal World 3, so that is the new booster pack, which will include 5 brand new cards total for the 4 themes. We only know what half of the themes are because they've said it will be Teller Knight plus Constellar, and X Saber. So those are both coming back. They are getting like legacy support this year, along with probably another couple of dual terminal archetypes. But it is like that really like weird stage where like they have so much support and names.
Fabled has to be one of them, right?
Fabled just got away with legacy support.
Oh, never mind then.
Like they got a new synchro and stuff. It's interesting. It's in Master Duel right now, actually. They added that stuff. But yeah, I like when archetypes do get a little wonky. Not to put too fine a pun on it. Like I am a big fan of like White Forest Azamina, like weaving kind of like the sinful spoils and some of the generic Diabel stuff in with like White Forest and the Azamina like fusion monsters. Like that's super interesting to get in there. And you can combo with other decks. That reminds me, I have to book out an episode. We talked about Mimical. We actually have lore for Fiendsmith, so we have to do a Fiendsmith episode sometime just because it's so funny that archetype's lore is literally just it's Devil May Cry, but what if there was a waifu in it, like permanently fixtured instead of kind of like we found a new female character every game. And as far as I know, there's no Virgil. But it's just a weird red guy beats up demons and turns them into weapons. That's it. That's Fiendsmith, everybody. Literally, I can explain his lore. The Fiendsmith is a human who goes to the demon world. He has the coffin, Requiem. He beats up demons in a fist fight and forces them to take contracts where he turns them into weapons. And then Lacrima is a female demon who hears him say contract and thinks it's a marriage arrangement. That's it. And send tweet.
I guess she's that bored, huh?
I mean, he is kind of hot. He does have his chest out there.
He is very a Bishonen anime character.
When does the When's the greensmith come into the story though?
I don't.
Once you start eating all the glue in the cards.
Okay.
All right, okay, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We're getting we're losing our shit. We gotta
cards
get out of here.
aren't glued.
We're
They
getting
can
out
be
in the
green.
weeds.
We gotta get out of here. We're having fun. Fail Portrayal is super cool. Like I said, if you want some more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, we did not stream Death Stranding this week. Like I said, Lucky wasn't feeling it yesterday, so you can watch me play Master Duel. And I have some good games, and I have some bad games. So you get your full spectrum of. You get to hear me, talk about how my opponents, just like I said, they're chosen by God. They have the mandate of heaven. I think I played one game where like a guy had like every single card in his hand kicked my ass. It was like Lightning Storm, Ash Blossom, activated Max C. Had a cold by.
So I was just checking Disney Plus. Do you want to know what series they have on Disney Plus now? Which is hilarious.
A lot of things.
What they got? What you're thinking of?
They have Ghost Adventures.
That's very
Do you
funny.
know what this show is? You know what Ghost
I
Adventures
know. I know
is, right?
about Ghost Adventures.
Okay, good.
I'm pretty sure that's the origin of. Hey there, demons! It's your boy.
No,
that's
Hey, the Demon's Your Boy is
Unsolved.
BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Unsolved.
Oh, is it?
That's
Wow,
that's
okay.
the good show. Ghost Adventures is the unironic dude bro frat boy show. Where
That's
the-
the
it's
show
Jack
that's just
Baggins.
like, bro. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Did you hear that, bro?
Yes. No.
Back-
That is that show.
That's
Ghost
crazy.
Adventures is the show where every single time they find the like every single house they go to, there's a ghost who wants to kill Zach.
Yes.
It's so
No.
bad. Oh, there's so many ass shows here. Sorry.
That's great.
What you should watch instead is So Weird. That's on Disney Plus now. The Disney Channel original series. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for more Fail Portrayal, and tomorrow for Final Fantasy 14s. That's it. We're gone. We're out of here. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody. Are we
Okay.
Yeah. We're